everybody, thank you for joining us tonight at Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles, and we've got the great pleasure of having Valerie and Christina with us.
I'm Valerie.
I'm Christina.
And I got it right.
Why are you so jolly?
Anyhow, it's going to be quite exciting in the kitchen. Not only have we got these two girls in the kitchen joining us, John and Maria have been playing with some new software. So hopefully, if it all goes well, you're going to see 3 different locations in the kitchen. Fingers crossed. John's got a strange look on his face at the moment. Is it all going well? Oh, we've gone all technical in here as well. We've got Laura on the computer. It's all really loads of fun. So let's tell you what we're actually doing tonight. So Valerie and Christina have brought along their brand new fabulous book, Book 4.
Book 4. We're now in the Book 4.
Can you believe
Book
that?
4. Absolutely amazing. And I have Book 1 and Book 3 and not Book 2.
Not Book 2.
But I have got Book 4.
Yeah.
And these are actually on pre-order. So if anybody wants to buy these, you can pre-order them off the website. The link is there ready for you, and it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you're the first one to have it here in the UK.
Oh, am I? Sugar and Crumbs is the
Next
first
one,
one to get one.
But in the UK, you're the first one.
Right, so I'm the first one in the UK to get one. How lucky am I? So make sure you're the first ones to get one ordered as well. So if you do order this book, it is a pre-order. It won't come to the middle of January. Okay, so do be prepared to wait. If you order any other items, everything will come together in January. So if you want some items urgently this week, make sure you order them separately and order the book separately. Any items that you order this week, we're doing a free upgrade to next day delivery. So if you don't order the book, anything else you order, we're doing a free next day delivery. But the book, order that separately if you want everything else. Otherwise, if you're happy to wait till mid-January, should we say the 3rd week in January?
Yeah, well,
this?
pretty much it's going to come anytime soon, actually by the end of December.
But it should be ready because you've got one.
That's
Well,
the
there were the
advance
first 10
copies.
copies.
Right.
There were one of the 10 copies.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's good, isn't it?
That's £100, by the way.
Yeah, but to be sure, mid-January should be out by then.
Good. All right then. So I don't know if we've got any shout-outs. Does anyone do some shout-outs, Laura?
Violet Ann McLeod, Judy Smith,
Hi, ladies.
Hey, ladies.
Pauline
Can
Carr,
I get one on her?
Keep shouting them.
Liz Mosley, Angela Room, Dion Kitchen,
Aw, hi everyone.
Tony Ann Preston.
So hi everybody. So our audience is growing, and we've got 8 of these little things here as well. The little cake toppers for Christmas. And the first 8 people who place an order tonight will get one of these free off Valerie and Christina. So not do you only get a free upgrade to your next day delivery, the first 8 who order anything off the orders tonight will get one of these. We've only got 8, sorry.
Yeah, so lucky 8. You're going to get one of that.
You get £100 worth to get Valerie to take home for free.
Take Valerie home for free.
Yeah.
She always tells me.
I think this might have to go to an after 9 programme. So, and we've also got a competition running, guys. So this competition, don't worry about it. I'm actually going to tell you how it's going to work. But don't worry about it if you forget, because at the end of this session, I'm going to put the competition in the top. When we pin it to the top, I'm going to put all the details there.
Is that where they win Christina?
Yes. You pick the game away now. Right, so there's 2 prizes. There's a £20 voucher and a £50 voucher.
Nice.
And basically we're going to draw it on Thursday. Whoever the winner is, we're going to give you a call. You've got a couple of hours to decide what you want, and then we're going to ship it out that day and get it out to you before Christmas. So what you have to do is, you have to like our page, not this post. Well, we'd like you to like this post, but like our page. Share this Facebook Live tonight. That's very important. We want you to share the Facebook page, this actual session tonight, okay? And we want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, okay? That's all we're asking, 3 things for an opportunity to win a £20 voucher. Now, if you want to go big, okay, we're doing a £50 voucher, and you have to do the same. Like our page, share this tutorial.
Yeah.
Like our, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and join our baking club. And all the links are going to be on our page, so we're even making it easy for you. Now, to be in with a chance to win, because of privacy settings, sometimes when I come to choose a winner, some of your profiles are hidden. So the best thing to do is send me a message via our page, letting me know which part of the competition you've entered, and then we can actually choose from all those. So if you don't get that, we'll go over it again later on. But let's get over to this amazing, fantastic demo. John should have a great back tonight because he's not holding the camera. But he is going to pick it up now and do a little tour around the kitchen with the things that we've got. Do you like our kitchen?
We love it.
Yeah,
we can
everybody
actually
loves the
stay
kitchen.
here.
We love the
I'll
kitchen.
take this side, using the other side.
So let me just talk to you about some new nozzles. So Valeri and Christina are going to be using 5 new tips tonight. So they will be very good. I've only got 3 of them out actually, but they're all going to be on the page and the girls will shout them out as they're going to use them. So they're all on the website. Now they're all £1.50 each, but what I have done is I've brought in this set. So this set is 55 tips. And it's actually a set of 60 because you get 2 couplers, you get 2 pins and you get the box. And this is £49. So if you work that out, that's less than £1 an item, isn't it? So it's actually cheaper to buy the whole set and have every tip from Wilton in there. So if anybody wants to buy these, they are on the website. So that's a great tip. And if anybody becomes a prize winner, maybe they should choose one of those or put their voucher to it, which is brilliant. So I'll pop that on there. And then Valeri and Christina are going to be using this little gadget tonight. Go on girls, tell them what it is.
Yeah, so this is our flower nail, and we've made it really sturdy because the typical ones you can actually just bend this, and this one I keep holding it.
And they're a lot smaller.
Yeah, they're a lot smaller, and usually these would come off easily, but this one we've welded it, and this is definitely thicker than any of the other typical flower nails out there, and longer as well, not as pointy because this usually breaks everything when you pack them.
Yeah. And I like this because you can get a really big flower on
Yeah,
it.
it's a lot easier.
It's not only that, you can actually use it, you know when you, sorry.
Yeah, we've got our Christmas decorations.
When you're
Sure,
baking,
yeah.
yeah, when you're baking, you can actually put this on the pan, at the bottom of your pan, and then put your batter on, and this is like a heating core. So it makes, when you bake it, so it she gets the action. So whenever that you bake, it comes all even. So that's another use of that. So if it's probably normal 8-inch, you can just probably use 1. And of course, when it goes bigger, you use 2 or 3 of them. But yeah, and it doesn't really damage your cake because this is just a tiny bit, and then when you turn the cake upside down, just take it off. That's easy.
Yep, super. And then we've got this little gadget.
Yep. So when you're piping, sometimes you need to
Tighten your bag.
Yeah, and then sometimes you forget you're tightening your bag, and then your flower starts
To
to
slide.
That sounds like experience.
Yeah.
Have
So
you done that?
sometimes,
Yeah.
like whenever you're doing that, and then you keep shaking, and then your flower just flew away. So, and rather than having a polystyrene
Wooden.
or it's easier. This one is plastic. You try it. It's really plastic. It doesn't break at all, and then it's washable as well. And then easily just put your
Find a hole.
find a hole. There you go, and then it just sits nicely anywhere. And then do whatever you needed to do. You can do Facebooking, Twitter, Instagram, and then go back to your piping easy.
And comes in 2 different colors, by the way.
Oh yes, there you go.
And they're on the website as well, so you can buy those. I think Maria's done the link as well for those, so they're great, they're really handy. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the girls, I'm going to get the girls, John, to walk around the kitchen as well. I'm not sure what else there is to show you on here. I just blinged it up for Christmas. What you know, if you see that right, we've got a Christmas tree in here. John told me we can't wear our Christmas hats.
You should have tied these around Valerie's neck, you know?
Oh really?
So what we're going to do is, John, do you want to just show the guys, everyone, some of the cakes? When we got bottom Maria, please. Yeah. So these, let me just tell you about these cakes here. So let me tell you about these cakes. A couple of years ago, I saw Valeri and Christina on the stand. Don't show them this one yet, John. These two here. Where are you? You're
Middle
here.
one.
So this one here and this one next to it, Valeri and Christina gave me these at a show a couple of years ago, and they're absolutely amazing. So it just shows you the quality of their work. And then I was fortunate enough to go to Australia. I think, was it 3 years ago, girls?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. And I actually went on Valeri and Christina's class, and I made this fabulous boy, okay? And he looked absolutely amazing, okay? He looked absolutely amazing. And he travelled back first class because I have to give Emirates their due. They wanted it to travel back nice and safely. And then I got into the airport lounge, picked up my suitcase and dropped it. So Manchester Airport are responsible for all the damage I've done to this cake, but I've still kept it. Smashed to bits, and that's the best side that survived. But even still, I will say I thoroughly enjoyed the class, and anybody who ever goes on these girls' classes, you know what, they're amazing. I've never done any pipe work whatsoever, and I highly recommend that if you can get on a class, they're on your website, aren't they? If you can get on one of their classes, go and join one. They do them worldwide. So have a look where they are in the world and go and join them. But do remember, this is a dropped cake, okay? So John, do you want to show them the cakes that Christina and Valerie bought today? And who wants to tell them about these two beauties?
Oh, where's the book? We can.
Oh yeah, they're in the book, aren't
Same
they?
book.
Yeah. There you go. This
So these two cakes here, they're going to be in our fourth book. So they are both gonna fall in the winter category. So we've got here as, where is it? No, here.
this way.
There
This
you
is
go.
the other one.
That is like, yeah, we got it from, you know, the
The Iron Jacket inspired.
So that's the one. And the other one,
We should have turned over the pages, shouldn't we? Should have been organised here.
it's just right in the front book, basically.
Somewhere there.
It should be
Right.
somewhere there.
There you go. There. So that's the other one. So
we wanted to show you these two cakes so that you can see what's in the book, and hopefully you'll be able to achieve them themselves. So these
you will
girls,
be.
yeah.
So, but basically, the fourth book is going to be divided into 4 different seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. And all different seasons will have 4 projects. And all 4 projects will have the big cake,
Yep.
a smaller version, and a cupcake version.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
there's no excuse now. Like, I'm not gonna buy this book because I don't really make big cakes. So no excuse now. You can see the inspiration on how to do it in the small cake, and then even smaller version for the cupcakes.
So
So
16 times 3, 48 projects.
yeah, we
Yeah.
did for you to make this book.
Look at that, baby. I love
It's
it.
one of our favorites.
I
Yes.
love it. That's beautiful, isn't it? I haven't had a chance to have a look at this book. I was only given it tonight. I absolutely love it. I'm so pleased with it. And wow, that's an amazing work of art. So I'm not going to show them you all. Anyhow, so what I'm actually going to do now, I'm going to hand you over to Valerie and Christina. They're going to look after you for the night, and I'm going to shout out the questions. And I'm going to move these 2 cakes out the way so John can get himself organised. Don't worry, I'll do it for you. And Maria, do you want to just pop that cake down there for me? Oh yes, and I've got a little introduction today. So, sorry, before we start, so you all remember our Laura, so she left to have a baby. Well, he's here tonight, and he's just fell asleep. His sleep time is 8 o'clock.
We're like 1 minute too late.
He's gonna come with us, by the way.
So, 8 o'clock on the dot, he goes to sleep, and we were hoping to keep him awake, but he just screamed his head off, went mad. Oh, there you go. So we just thought we'd do a quick introduction to baby Harrison, who is 13 weeks old. And tomorrow he gets a new cousin because we've got our 7th grandchild arriving tomorrow. So you're number 6, aren't you, baby boy? Yes. There you go. We're going to say hello to everybody. So we'll let you 2 get on. Okay. Yeah? Right, thank you, Laura.
Just to make sure, this is going to be a little bit more than an hour, isn't it? Not 4 hours.
It could be 4 hours.
It could be 4 hours. So, of
What's
course.
the plan?
Well, we did talk about it last night. So we want to make a Christmas cake, obviously.
Yeah.
And so the side of the cake would look like a mint candy, you know, like with a stripy red. And then there's like a Well, I can see you from there. And then on the top, we'll put like a wreath with some flowers on it. So that's the plan.
Yeah.
But of course, we need to start with how to make your buttercream.
Yes, so we always believe that there's no point of doing all these projects if you cannot get the right consistency for your buttercream. So let's just do a quick process. First, shall you do it?
No, you do it. You can do it.
Okay, so 1 full cup of unsalted butter has to be soft but not melted. Right, so why do we use unsalted instead of salted? Basically, salted butter would have higher water content, and we're trying to stay away from too much liquid in our recipe, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is gonna make a little noise. Beat it for about a minute or 2, medium speed.
That's where the lots of vibration on the table is.
Hold that camera, John.
Should be okay.
It's the time for the dance number.
So, whatever kind of brand of mixer you have at home, if it's KitchenAid, what's the speed?
If it's KitchenAid, number 4 to number 6. If it's Kenwood, I say around number 1 only, because they're pretty strong. And use the paddle attachment, okay? Do not use the whip, use the paddle all the time.
And if you guys are buying a KitchenAid, or if you already have one, it's actually good to buy the silicone attachment, the one that you can attach to your paddle, because that scrapes the side and the bottom really nicely. Because usually if you use just a typical one, sometimes it leaves that tiny gap and it doesn't always beat it or scrape it properly. So that is really helpful. For those who use Kenwood,
For those
who use Kenwood, the new ones usually already have that paddle with the silicone attachment, which is really good. That's really helpful.
Okay, so Maria, we're okay with the butter, isn't it? So the next ingredient would be our vegetable shortening. So here in the UK, we use Trex. So it's quite good. It says non-hydrogenated vegetable fats, so it's not really bad after all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use half a cup or 113 grams. So if you look at the packet, it's basically 250. So
Pretty
I'm
much.
not an Aussie, so pretty much just half of the pack is okay. So why do we put shortening in the recipe, Valerie?
We put shortening, it's to make it stable. So that's why our buttercream recipe can be used in any countries, with
Any season.
any season. Even in humid countries, we've tried and tested it pretty much to countries like India, Middle East, Philippines, which is very, very humid.
And in Hong Kong, actually.
Yes, really hot. And Greece.
In Greece,
Remember
we
the
went there
peak of
last
their
summer. It was 39 degrees Celsius, okay? So, no frustrations, no accidents, no nothing. Only
Yeah.
because we put shortening into the recipe. So, there's the shortening now. You will only have to beat it for around 30 seconds or less, okay? Same speed.
Oh, by the way, guys, I know there's a lot of people watching worldwide. If you know the brand of vegetable shortening in your country, please write it down in the comments to help other people, because sometimes it's always a problem, like they're saying, I cannot get Crisco, I cannot get Trex, but for sure there is a certain brand in your country. So if you guys know about it, put it down in the comments and from which country that is, so it would help other bakers out there.
Yeah, but basically, based on our travels, we can categorize 2 kinds of shortening, isn't it? So there's the soft one, like the Crisco or like typical American shortenings. And there's the medium to hard consistency, like the ones that we have here, which is the Trex, and the ones that are available in Asia usually. They're medium to hard. So if you use anything that is soft, like the Crisco, you use
1 cup.
1 cup or 227 grams. If you're using anything that is medium to hard, you use
Half a cup.
well done, Valerie. Half a cup or 113 grams. So it's already beaten, beautiful. So why do we beat it for around 30 seconds or less only? It's because we are staying away from overbeating the recipe. You know, an overbeaten buttercream basically incorporate more and more air in it as you mix it.
Right, let me ask a question.
Yep.
Deborah Rabbit says, does the Trex change the flavour? Does it make it greasy?
No.
Not at all. I mean, we're very lucky here in the UK that Trex is such a good brand.
Shortening, yeah.
Pretty much, if you are going to choose a shortening, first it has to be note smell, okay? Because
Odorless.
well, in short, odorless. There you go. And it should not have any taste as well. So with the greasy part, this particular brand is really good. It doesn't, you know, have like an after greasy taste in the mouth.
And
So
also
it's good.
because you use a fresh shortening. It's not like you purchase shortening now and then you use half of it and then you leave the other half in the cupboard, use it after a month. No, it's gonna go rancid. So might as well you only purchase shortening the moment that you're ready to use it. Okay? So again, do not overbeat it, 30 seconds or less, so that when you pipe the flowers, it just won't be breaking. Okay, so next will be the liquid. Deborah, isn't it? Deborah, all okay?
Deborah, yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah. Karen, we're just laughing because Karen Griffith said, no, you cannot taste the tree at all, Deb.
Yeah.
You cannot taste the Trex. We're looking at it thinking, what tree is she got then?
Talking about the
Can you use
vegetable.
vegetable suet?
Sorry?
Was it what?
They can't use suet though, can they? What's that?
No,
What's that?
no,
don't
that's
use that.
definitely different consistency,
Yeah.
and it doesn't blend well with the buttercream.
Yeah, so don't use the vegetable suet.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting all the liquid.
Another option, if you're not fond of vegetable shortening, could be like a thick consistency vegetable oil.
Mm.
Yeah,
Sanya,
that's the
Sanya's in
healthier
from,
version.
Sanya Musani is in from India saying, hi ladies.
Hi, Sanya!
Did I get it wrong then?
Yes,
Sanaya.
Sanaya, yes. You're still up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're not too far from India.
Oh, isn't that?
So, sorry, I missed it. I just put the liquid in there. So that's 2 teaspoons of vanilla and then 1 tablespoon of water. Okay, and then mix it again for another 30 seconds. All in the same medium speed.
So if it's, for example, summer in your country, you might as well just omit that 1 tablespoon of liquid. So, because obviously, if you put much liquid in your buttercream, the more it becomes softer. So for those countries who are in summertime now, it's better to just omit that 1 tablespoon of water and then just carry on with your flavoring or your vanilla.
Right, let me just ask, how much butter did you use? Sorry, I have to repeat these
Yeah,
questions.
no
Okay.
worries.
How much butter, how much Trex again?
1 full block of butter, unsalted butter.
227 to 250 is fine.
Yep, and then half a cup of your Trex,
Yeah.
which is
How much is in that Trex if you have a look
130.
now?
So basically, this is 250. So rather
Yeah.
than you
So
know,
it's
then also
125,
weigh it.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
half is okay.
Same
So
as a slab of butter.
yeah, for
Yeah.
this recipe, guys, a little bit less or more of any of the ingredient is perfectly
okay.
fine. Yeah. So you can see the height difference properly.
No, but this I was slouching.
Yeah, because usually in
I should have used heels.
in all photos, she would tiptoe. That's why we look the same.
Now you told the secret.
Right. So last ingredient would be our sifted icing sugar. So for today, it's going to be very special because we are using their very own pina colada flavored icing sugar.
Yay! Sugar and
really
crumbs.
good.
Yeah. So for this recipe, we need to use 4 cups. But for this mixture, we're using 3 cups of the pina colada and 1 full cup of an extra plain
Icing
icing
sugar.
sugar.
Icing sugar.
It's really
Yeah.
all up to you guys. If you want just a hint of a flavor, you can use
50-50.
50-50
Yeah.
or 1 cup is to 3 cups.
Yeah.
But you can use the whole lot as well. It's really up to you.
Yeah. More
So-
flavor, more fun.
These 4 cups are
It's
roughly
quite a strong flavour that.
Yeah.
So.
550 to 600 grams.
So if you've got a big bowl, you can put the whole lot. If you've got a smaller bowl, you do it in 2 lots.
Have you finished yours?
So
guys?
very important, get a wet kitchen tea towel, make sure it's clean.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise,
Alright.
the sugar will just puff into Maria's face.
Did you know my full name is Maria? So my full name is Maria Christina.
Well, my name is Maria Mercedes.
See? Maria Mercedes. Now parents' name, Valeri and Christina. So you do pulse heating first.
Pulse beating is turning on and off your mixer, just it doesn't go everywhere. You can manually beat it as well if you like before you put it or start your machine, or otherwise just turn it on and off for a couple of seconds and then you continue the beating.
So just to make sure that I don't get lumps of the of the sugar, I will scrape the side and the bottom of the bowl. And then finish it off for another 5 seconds or 10.
I just want to say something. I met my sister for the first time in 34 years on Friday, and she's just joined us watching Facebook Live.
Aww.
So hello, Nicola Patocki, Nikki Patocki. Hi, little lady sister. Laura's auntie.
If you read the icon, the comment icon, and it says Ida, that's my mom. My mom
If she's
only replies with icon.
She's probably asleep.
Alright, so there you go, guys. Perfectly beaten
Nice.
buttercream. So, is it okay, Maria, if I move it here? So before I put it in a bowl, I just run the spatula, fill it.
And show John as well.
Nice consistency.
That's nice and
the
soft, isn't it?
flavor, get it from the side.
I can
It's
smell
really
it.
good. So try it, Valerie.
I know,
Just
I'll
one
put my whole hand in there.
No, from this side only.
There's no alcohol in
This
it as
side.
well.
It's really nice. Right, so this is going to be perfect for our filling. This is where we touch it, okay? So it's not going there. There you go.
You can give that to Laura then. So,
See?
there you go.
It's not overbeaten, so there's no air pockets, no bubbles, no nothing.
Yeah, so
Which
when you
is-
glide it, I wanted to do
it's
So
just
when
the-
you actually glide your spatula, there's not a lot of air or tiny holes in there. See how smooth that is? And that is how you wanted it, especially if you are going to use it for covering your cake and for flower piping, because those tiny airs, when you use your scraper, it will be there and it doesn't look nice. It wouldn't give you a smooth finish. And if you use it for flower piping, that's when it breaks. You see like how some of the petals, the edges of the petals, they break? That's because you've overbeaten it.
Hey, leave my petals alone, you. My petals have been doing very well on
Okay,
Facebook.
so-
So
Live, if
on
you
the
don't
comments,
mind.
tell us how many minutes you actually beat your buttercream for.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, yeah.
No. So the whole buttercream process should not take you longer than 5 minutes, okay? If it does, think again, something is wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's meet Queen of Hearts.
There
Right,
you go.
so any questions so far before we carry on with the cake decorating? They're good, yeah?
There you go. All good? Right.
It's really good, isn't it?
It is very good. Have you got any questions so far? Did you follow
sure
the
we have.
recipe?
So, we're getting some nice comments on our new angles in the kitchen.
Oh, well done with the technical team.
This is ours, by the way.
Love the new setup.
So the reason we've done this new setup is actually one to save John's back, but the other thing is when we're carrying the camera around, we get a lot of shake.
Yes.
And I did have a lady come to me at the cake show and said, look, I really struggle with when it shakes and vibrates. So Maria, I've got to be honest, give it all due to Maria and John. They have sorted this out.
So by the way, we're taking them home with us.
You can have
taking it tomorrow.
You can
Did
have
you
John. Listen, you can have John, just not Maria.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. She's gonna survive without John, not without Maria.
Maria stays here.
But you said yes earlier.
Okay.
All right. So
Give me cakes.
oh, you'll have lots of cakes. All right. So now we are
Aaron, do you
going
want to be assistant producer,
to
by the way?
No, it's okay.
put the cakes together, right? And there you go. Okay. So first, of course, you want to bake your cakes. So whatever flavor it is that you like, and let them cool. It is really, really helpful to have a cooling rack because we used to do it before. When it comes out of the oven, let it cool down, still in a pan, and usually it sweats around it. So you don't do that. You want to be able to kind of have the air circulate around your cake. So, and then another thing that we used to do is we put it on a board and then just leave it on countertop. And then again, when you turn it up, it still sweats underneath, and then sometimes it sticks on the board, and then before you even put your cakes together, they're already kind of like broken and sticking, and already half of it gone. So, better to have it there.
Your hands are clean, yeah?
Yes, my hands are clean. And 2 ways. If you are going to make a small cake, you can already put your cakes directly into your cake drum or your main board. Make sure that it's either the nicely decorated ones, or you can cover it yourself. In our blog, you can actually see an idea on how to kind of cover your board nicely if you only have the silver ones, okay? Because it just adds glamour to your cake or the presentation of your cake. But otherwise, if you want, you can have a slightly bigger than the size of your cake. This one is 8-inch, so slightly bigger if you want. Probably. Okay, so otherwise, slightly bigger board, a thinner board, okay? And then you have to glue this directly onto your main board, and then you start putting your cake together. Now, what is this for? It's for when you start using your scraper, if I can get the scraper. There you go. So this board would actually stop your scraper from going all the way into your cake, because sometimes everything that you put onto the side of your cake, if it doesn't have a guide, or for the beginners out there, you scrape everything out. But if you've got a board, it stops it. And then
clever. I like that idea. Well impressed.
so even with your eyes closed, you can just hold it straight and then keep turning it, and you'll have even thickness all around your cake.
That's the two Lauras. Did you know that? No.
See, there you go. You learned something from us tonight, right? But for those who have been doing a lot of cakes and are used to kind of doing the scraping, you can go ahead and do it straight away.
This is like a show of like Valeri.
I know,
Who's not going to use a board?
Yeah, a pro. But of course, you want to add a little bit of buttercream to stick your cake on. Okay, so just a thin layer.
You know what Laura just said to me? She said, Mum, did you make them sponge? So I said, yeah. She said, what have you done? They look really good.
Yeah, they look really good.
Yeah.
Very
What
good.
have you done? They look really good.
They smell really good as well.
Yeah, they look more fluffy.
Yes, actually. And they're even.
Yeah.
They're very even.
It's because I've been paying attention on my Facebook Lives. When everybody's been here, I've been paying attention to what they say.
It tastes really good as well.
Ah, you've been eating the...
Oh, we've been tasting the cupcakes.
I'm going to eat the cupcakes later
And
on.
each one of those has got some...
Still,
paper
yeah.
on it.
Okay, so another thing, before you start putting your cakes together, you want to make sure that they're all level. Now, I didn't level this because they're quite level already, so, but in case,
Yeah,
you know,
actually.
sometimes when you
Are
bake,
you impressed?
it's moundy, you know, like there's like a mountain going on in your cake, and that's fine. That also means you probably just put the temperature too high. So typically, what do we put our
Well,
oven?
in our case, we only do 150 to 160 Celsius. In Fahrenheit,
I don't know. Yeah. So you obviously
it's
want to
gonna take a little
center.
longer, but at least, you know, it's not gonna go super doming.
Yes.
It goes really well with cupcakes as well. So if you want a flat cupcake, keep it around 150, 160 Celsius. It's gonna go perfectly fine.
There you go. Okay, so now of course you're gonna start filling in.
Am I on your way?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm just very squished here, but
Do you want me
that's
to move that
fine.
mixture out of the way now? I can
Yeah,
get that out of the way.
it's
that'll
alright.
work.
Okay, so I am just filling your cake. Okay, make sure that you don't just swirl your buttercream in here. And make sure that you use your palette knife and even it out back and forth, making sure that there are no air pockets in between them. Okay? Because if there are any air pockets in between them, even if how beautifully you cover your cake, and then you put decorations, making the cake really heavy, of course, it pushes everything down, and trapped air pockets in between your cakes
Hey.
would come out.
You can't believe this, but John's just sorted it out so we can see directly down. Wow, well done,
Nice.
John.
Yay!
We're loving it.
So it doesn't matter now if we look funny.
Albeit we have just looked up his armpit. I think everyone's just viewed up your armpit, look. Your armpit.
It's gonna be a bit high.
Yeah. No, let's go for a high one.
Saved it.
Eh?
I was on camera then, I moved it.
Keep,
So have we got any
questions?
questions there so far, Carol?
We've just
Are you okay?
so 160 exactly 320. I've got to be honest, I baked my cakes, if anybody was asking the question, on 140.
It's really okay.
Yeah.
150.
Yeah.
It's gonna take
Yeah.
a lot longer.
I think it depends on each person's oven as well. So, but I've always baked on 160, and I watched a demo. Somebody was in here in the kitchen and said bake on 140. So I've done that. So just nice and low.
Sometimes
So-
you watch tutorials and then say 180 to 200.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
know.
too high.
Yeah, exactly. So Kat Riley's just said, how strange is it to see John's chest? It's usually his nose. Right, so has anybody got any questions for Valeri and Christina here?
While we are trying to
While
put
we
your
are putting the
cakes
cakes
together.
Yeah, Valerie can be a bit slow sometimes, so bear with her.
No, they want to watch you put this together, that's what it's all
Yeah.
about. They're loving it anyhow, which is great. And everyone's having a really good laugh.
We're just really like, picking with each
So
other.
the thickness of your filling, it's really up to you. There's no like standard, oh, it has to be this centimeters. No, it's up to you. If you wanted more, then obviously you put more.
I have
Look
to
at the
say, I'm
size,
impressed with my
Laura.
cake as well. Look
It
how
is
strong
very
it
nice.
Yeah, look at the size.
I'm modest too.
Eh?
And
I'm
last.
modest
Oh, I
too.
always love talking about myself, John. Don't you worry about that.
There you go.
Yeah. That's for me and you tomorrow, Maria. Cindy. You pass that to
That's
this
why I
one.
love you directly there, please.
Thank you.
That's for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner tomorrow.
Oh, Maria will have that just for breakfast.
Yeah, I would
Oh,
love
and
to
it
go
will be
back.
done. Okay,
all
so
of that.
I am just going to put some of the buttercream in a piping bag because what do you guys think should be the next step after you put your cakes together? Come on, you know this.
I don't
You
know.
know this.
Carol.
Crumb coat.
Crumb
coat,
coating.
yay.
Yes, correct. So maybe that's should be okay.
Oh, somebody's saying, why have you not put, she said a dam, I think she means a dowel in your cake, but you don't really need to at this stage.
Yeah, well, it
Only if it's
depends.
traveling.
It depends really. I mean, if because the thickness of the cake, they're not as thick and therefore they're not as heavy. So putting 4 together should be okay. And we're not putting a lot of heavy decorations on top, so it would not really put a lot of weight in on the top of
Depends
your
on the
cake.
plan, really.
So this would definitely hold it. But otherwise, good question by the way.
Yeah.
If you want like a barrel cake or even slightly taller than this, you're gonna divide your cakes in 2 parts. So for example, these 4 layers of cakes, they're quite thick. Each of them is quite thick. So you want 2 of them. So 2 of them directly onto your board, and then the other 2 would be on a thinner board.
Yeah,
Okay.
card.
And
Cake cards.
cake cards or cake boards, and you're probably gonna benefit on this one again. So imagine you're gonna use one board, right? So usually or typically one side is laminated and the other side is not laminated, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is going to be in contact with your cake and your cake has got grease in it, it would also sip in your grease, your moisture, your oil and everything, making this card soft. So what you wanted to do is rather than use 1, use 2 and glue them back to back
Yeah.
before you put a hole in the center.
Bravo.
Super.
I know, love that.
Let's just, she actually said, she just corrected me again, and she said, no, a buttercream dam.
Damn, okay,
And I
I get
don't know
what
what a
that
dam is.
All right, a buttercream dam. or in other words, simply a ring around. Okay, we don't usually put the dam or the ring if the buttercream or the filling that we're using is already quite thick consistency. We usually pipe a ring or a dam if the filling that we're going to use would be, say,
Cream cheese frosting.
Frosting, yeah, or we added, say, puree with the buttercream, making it really runny, or say we add jam, because if it's really soft and runny, if you put the cakes together, they're quite heavy, so usually they come out to the side, but this consistency should be okay, and it would not kind of go to the side, so we don't need a ring or a dam. If
So-
that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you very much. So
Yes.
people have asked me what sponge is it. It's the Victoria Sponge Ladies. And I've had a few comments off my regulars that they're amazed I made that.
Nice. Getting.
I'm quite worried about your previous cakes.
There you go. So everything going really well tonight. right?
Yeah. Well
All
done,
right.
girls.
Okay, now why did I put this, the remaining buttercream in a piping bag? It's because I wanted to make sure that I fill in all the gaps in between.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
in between, because
I
I
always
did not
push it in with a
really
palette
level.
knife.
I didn't really level it, so I wanted to make sure that I cover that.
And it comes out really clean. You know, it's not as messy.
Yeah, that's a great idea because I ended up pushing it in with a palette knife. So it's great. Well done.
There you go.
And
So
then
any
we start
questions,
to-
guys?
Right, so making sure that you squeeze that buttercream in. Okay.
Harvey said, would the dam be a different consistency of buttercream?
If it was, if you were to use a dam, yes, it is a different consistency because you want to make sure that that is stiff in order for to keep whatever filling that is in the center. So you wanted to make sure that it is lesser water content when you prepare your buttercream, or if you have time, you can also use ganache. So that's yummy as well. Yeah.
John doesn't know what to do with himself now he doesn't have to all the camera. Have you seen him pacing up and down?
Well, I was thinking of just making an exit rhyme, but I didn't know who would let me out.
Girls, do we get to see a glimpse of your new cake stands today? Yes, you
Yes,
do.
you
Not
will.
yet. Not yet. That's your friend in India.
Yeah.
Oh, who is it?
Sanaya.
Oh, Sanaya, yes.
You've let the cat out of the bag.
Okay.
They're heavy, but we hand carry them here.
Everyone's saying they're learning lots of useful tips again tonight.
Oh, that's good.
Do you know,
That's
all
good.
our followers, every week, they're learning things. And I've really enjoyed the Facebook Lives because I've learned things as well, so it's great.
So right now, I'm just using my palette knife to kind of actually level the buttercream.
Filling.
Yeah, the filling that I kind of squeezed in using the piping bag. So
And Di Wheeler's just confirming you did use water and
Vanilla.
vanilla in the buttercream. Yes, you did. Yes, they did, Di.
That's 2 tablespoons of vanilla and 1 tablespoon of room
Water.
temperature water.
Yeah.
there you go. Okay, right.
Well done, Valerie.
If you've got any extra buttercream, you can cover the whole thing, but in case you are using a different color, say for example this is not supposed to be white, I'm covering my cake say pink or blue or purple, whatever, you use the same color to crumb coat your cake. Do you guys follow? Right? It's because of course you don't want to kind of mix your colors when you start putting in your final layer of buttercream. So what we're going to do now, what are we going to do now? What are we going to do
Have you
now?
got any questions, guys? How long have the girls been doing what they've been doing, and who was their inspiration that got them into cake decorating? Now, I've heard this story, so you best tell them. haven't you? So tell
Okay,
them
why
what
don't
you
you
did.
tell the story? I'm going to finish crumb coating this.
So you're gonna carry the crumb coatings now, yeah? The crumb coating, sorry. So before we carry with the story, we prepared a couple of bags here already. That's Valerie's gonna use for the crumb coating. So flashback 6 years ago, isn't it? 6 years.
Yeah.
Is it 6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years, but
Goodness me.
basically the business started to just take off around 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So 6 years ago, we were still working as nurses and in 2 different medical fields. We've got this friend, and she's really addicted into hummingbird cupcakes, isn't
Yes, at that time the red velvet.
it? It was a hit. It was the boom
Yeah.
of the hummingbird cupcakes. So she really wanted the hummingbird cupcakes. So coming Mother's Day, we thought of giving her the hummingbird cupcakes, but they're pretty expensive. It's like £3.50 for 1 piece of cupcake. So we said, no, we don't have money to pay for this cupcake. So we said,
Because
might
you're
as
on
well-
poor nurses' wages,
yeah.
aren't
So might as well just bake cupcakes for her. But the thing now is, we don't know how to bake. Okay, we haven't even turned on an oven in the Philippines. So what we did was, we went to
Search YouTube
YouTube
University. And then try to follow instructions from there.
So we stumbled upon a very simple tutorial on how to bake cupcakes. So we tried it. It wasn't the best tasting cupcake, but they were okay. You know, so it was coming off the wrapper. It was not that moist, but it was okay. It was the first time. Okay, so done with the cupcakes. Next problem was,
How to decorate the cupcakes.
so what did
got
we
the
do?
cupcakes.
So before we
Again.
can read the story, what are you doing now?
Oh, basically, I just even out the buttercream or the crumb coating that I did. You can do it, but sometimes if you put it really, really thinly, you don't really need to. But if you're OC like me, you just can't help to do it and use
Use
the
a
scraper
scraper.
to even it out. So if you want to, yes, you can do it. Otherwise, you don't have to. Okay. So this now, by the way, is going to go to the freezer really quickly. And we're just going to wait, we'll check again after
Yeah.
5-10 minutes and see if it's hard enough and should be okay.
And no cheating is gonna happen here. We don't have a hero cake. It's all the same cake
We
from
don't-
start to
we?
finish.
We don't have a one we prepared earlier.
Yeah, no magic cake, no hero cake.
Yeah, it's in the freezer.
So let's carry on with the story later on. While we are waiting for that to crust, maybe we can start with the flowers now, isn't it?
Sure.
So, what flowers are we gonna do, by the way?
We're going to do some poinsettias, pine cones, what else?
Because you're making a Christmas cake, aren't you?
yeah. So,
So
on
we'll
top of the
let
Christmas cake, it's gonna be
Be
like
a
a
wreath.
wreath.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a couple of twigs and
And you're going to put that
different-
smashing logo in the middle line.
That's gonna be very tricky.
Who among you guys remember the craziness that we did at the Cake International show last year? The Christmas scene that we did, like we turned the whole stand into like a Christmas
it was
scene.
fabulous.
Even
Yeah.
the wall was covered with
Buttercream.
buttercream, and then there was a giant wreath. So the wreath, we're gonna kind of recreate that into a much smaller version tonight. So that is what we're
try
gonna do.
actually.
So, and then we're just going to put a little bit of like pine cones and poinsettias and berries and something else. I don't
We'll
know.
see. We'll see how it goes.
We'll see
Yeah,
whatever
we'll see.
fits there.
If it's not 12 o'clock yet, yeah, why not?
Yes. Okay.
So I think you better do the pine cones first.
Yeah, I'll do the pine cones. We are going to do the freezing method rather than doing it straight away. I'm going to show you anyway later on how to transfer it straight away. But for a lot of people, they find it easier to freeze the
Let's
flowers.
see the questions.
So
I'm gonna go online, Valerie, so I can see their questions as well.
It's
Carol's
okay.
going to
I'm
do
doing
it.
them for you, don't
Yeah.
worry.
So
You won't
want-
catch up because there's a 30-minute delay.
Yeah.
Ah,
okay.
So this is why
30 seconds.
30-second delay, sorry.
Oh, okay.
I always muck it up. No, what happens is that while they're typing the questions and it comes through to us, it takes 30 seconds. So when I try to watch myself, and some people do, you find that they're always late in answering the questions. So.
Oh, okay.
But don't worry, I'll be shouting them out. One lady just said there, Nesma, and she's actually one of our customers as well. She follows you, and she said she
One
hadn't
of our
realised
students
it.
before.
Yeah, Nazma Sahid Khan. So she
Yeah,
said she
she came
didn't
into one of our
realise that she's
classes.
known you for 6 years.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, it's true. She
absolutely.
attended one of our like all in first few classes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's always using us on Sugar and Crumbs, which is great.
Ah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you get loads of likes and loves, which is what we like.
Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so when you're flower piping, you definitely, it depends on what flower that you're doing. If it's something like an upright type of petal, like your rose, your pine cones, it's very essential to have a flower nail. Of course, as much as we wanted you to support our flower nail, you can definitely use whatever flower nail that you have at home. Yes. Okay, so you want, if you have a holder, that's definitely helpful. If not yet, you can use a wooden block, a styrofoam block, whatever it is to hold it. Okay, so with the pine cones, you can definitely use any small petal tip.
Nozzle.
Yeah, so it starts with 101, 102, 103, 104 could be too big. I'd
101
probably,
can be too small.
but I'm actually using 101.
Is it?
Yes, I'm using 101 because it looks nice because the cake is so small.
It's tiny as well.
Yeah, so, but I am going
You
to
can be
show
really
you
different, Valerie.
how to do two-tone as well because pine cones looks nice if it's two-tone. Right, so I've got here, so 2 colors, whatever shade that you like. There are 2 shades of brown. They're same dark brown color. One is just darker, one is lighter. You have them in 2 separate piping bags. Your stripy color is the one that comes onto the top, okay? So determine which one is that, if you wanted the lighter version or the darker version, up to you. But when you decide, that one has to have a smaller hole at the tip, all right?
That's the stripy color.
This is a stripy color. And this one would be my dominant color. And this one, I would cut it bigger. Copy? Stripy.
huge.
Yeah. Stripy color, small hole. The dominant color, big hole. Now, this is my prepared piping bag. This is with 101. Again, you can use 102, 103. I think 104 is too big.
102 is
We've
just
got the
right.
102s and 103s.
102s
Yep.
and 3s.
Yep. Okay. So
I'm gonna say normally we use 2 and 3s, isn't
yeah,
it?
but I just use 101.
She's just a different.
All right, so a petal tip looks like a teardrop shape. It has got the pointy end and then the narrow, pointy
wider
end
end.
and the wider end. So the stripy color goes where the pointy end is. So if you have it like that, you open your piping bag.
You don't need a friend, do you?
Yeah, I don't need a friend right now. Okay, so you open your piping bag. This is now where my narrow end is, or my pointy end is. So that is where you're going to pipe a line of your dark color, the one that you chose for your stripy color, okay? And then the dominant color goes right on top. There you
Why did you prepare lots of buttercream for the brown?
go. Just to be sure. Okay, there you go. So I've got now this two-tone color. Okay, looks like that. And then if you squeeze it out,
See, I always show them the hard way. You've shown them a nice, easy way. I show them how to do it with one bag in your hand.
With a pan.
oh,
So what I do is I show them the
Pan
thinner
on
end. So you know up this seam,
yeah.
I put the dark up the seam, so
Yeah.
that's the stripy colour, and then fill the rest of the bag.
What do you use? Is it
I use a
tinted
palette knife.
Palette
buttercream?
knife.
Yeah.
But a tinted buttercream
Yeah.
or pure
Yeah.
color?
Yeah. No, I use 2 colours when I'm
Okay.
using 2 colours.
All right. Okay, so I'm just squeezing it out now, just so you can see the difference, and you'll actually see the two-tone.
It's actually
There
nice.
you
now.
go. So, there you go.
Mm-hmm. So you can see.
So, yeah, so gradually
That's really
it becomes
fine,
two-tone.
isn't it?
Yes.
Actually, I can try one.
There. So again, you have it in two separate piping bags, okay? And then the stripy color, cut a small hole at the tip, and then the dominant color, bigger hole at the tip.
Just drop your hand down a bit so they can see.
There you
towards
go.
them.
Oh, there.
So they can see that dark
Nice.
colour. Can you see it? Very thin line.
Yes. There you
Colour
go.
there.
And then the stripy color, it goes where the narrow or the pointy end is, and then squeeze out all the rest of the color for your dominant color.
Sorry.
Yep. All right, so how are we gonna do this? It's more kind of like close up for the flower
I think
piping.
Maria's phone.
Who's gonna focus it with the piping? Is it Maria?
Oh, John is. John, are you? They're going to do. You need to do a close up now. Are we going to do from above?
Oh, switching
Yeah.
cameras.
Good, isn't it?
Try a tiny bit of the cakes that we're gonna do.
This one. Good. All right.
Really good
So, all right. So we've got our flower nail. You want to squeeze a tiny bit, and then your parchment paper. Put that in there, making sure that it just doesn't move.
Back to the center of the center of the there. Yeah.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Oh, much better.
And there was
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, so better now? Yeah, all good. Now, so you got that secured in there. You want to make a mound, okay? And then just squeeze, 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 squeeze. Stop. There. So you want to make sure that you don't pull it too quickly. So when you move this, it doesn't wobble, okay? So that is what you wanted, because if it keeps on wobbling, when you pipe, it will be difficult for you to pipe your petals as well.
We've just been spotted eating cupcakes.
See,
It's
that's what they're
delicious.
making me do. I work here and they start eating cupcakes.
Elaine Lawton has just dobbed us in. We're all eating cupcakes while you're talking.
I know. See,
No,
what
not.
do you do to me?
But John's not having one now.
That's not always the case. It's
I
just
know.
tonight. It's just tonight. It's usually the other way around. I work and you eat.
Oh, really? Okay, so going back, now we've got the mount. We're going to make the tip, okay? So you want the wide end of your petal
Nozzle.
tip or your nozzle to be at the topmost of your mount.
Right. So let me just speak to John. John, they're not liking the camera angle because they're looking down and they want to be able to see it so side on.
Yeah.
You don't worry about you. John
Okay.
just needs to be so he can see what you're doing.
All right.
Yeah. They want to see it from the side, John. Yeah. So you carry on.
Carry on? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this bit goes onto the top center.
We love our customers. They tell us what to do.
Oh yeah, for sure they will.
They all think I boss John around, but they really boss us around.
It's
Okay.
like she bosses me around.
Well, I don't believe in what she says. Okay, so hold that in, slightly tilted, and then you keep squeezing your piping bag as you continuously turn your flower nail until it overlaps. So doing that, squeeze, 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 overlap. So you've got the tiny cone onto the top. Tiny cone. Right, now I'm gonna turn here so you can actually see it.
Heater in here.
And then you're gonna have to do that upright stroke, slightly overlapping to the previous one, and then just small strokes.
Can you see that okay, John? Do you want me to move this cake out so you can get it in?
There you go. And then it's going down per layer as well. So carry on, repeating process all the way around.
That's good.
There you go. So making sure that you also push that in every time that you do your strokes.
Right, they can see it now, yeah, they're happy.
Happy? Okay,
Yeah,
good.
that's better.
There you go.
John's got to do his breaking back bit now.
There you go. So if I show you now, this is how it looks like.
Oh,
proper
look at
Pinecone.
that. Wow. Oh, I like that.
Yeah? So if you look at it from the side, you see that arch kind of petal. So repeating process all the way around, and it goes slightly down as you go every layer of petals. And then you can go all the way, or and then you can make a bigger one, smaller one, so that it looks more interesting.
Absolutely.
So how many of those are you gonna make?
Just a couple, and then you have to use your scissors, or you use a flower lifter, and then underneath that greaseproof paper, okay, twist your flower nail, lift it up, okay, and you want to, I need to show you guys this one.
Yeah.
Don't just pull it. I know a lot of you do this. So a lot of accidents happen, okay? So don't just pull it. Bring it all the way down and then remove.
Carol?
I don't want to drop names, but I know you guys at one point. I know you guys at one point has done that, and you know, sorry because you just dropped your nicely piped flower. Yeah, go. All right, I'm just gonna do one more quickly.
And just do one more quickly and then carry on with the...
Yeah, the cake should be okay.
Yeah.
Right.
They're just saying it looks like how I showed them how to do a rose, except yours is more perfect and neater. They didn't say that, but they're thinking it. I know.
No, pretty much the principle doing
Same as
this
a rose.
is the same as a rose.
Yeah.
Only you use
You use a 102.
slightly
Yeah,
bigger.
that's it. I'm using a 104 for the rose,
Yes.
but here you're using the smaller one, the
Yes.
102.
Right. So
So-
I'm going to do another one very quickly.
You in there, John? So they can see.
There you go. There you go. So again, every stroke you have to push it in so that if you look at it from the top, it does not have any gaps in between them.
Exactly.
So keep pushing as you do it, and then it overlaps a little bit. There you go. You can go all the way down, add a little bit more petals. Well, they're not really petals. I think it's called spikes. I don't know. I think. There you go.
Super. I love
There's
it.
another one.
Love it. Beautiful.
Right.
So let's see. Has anybody got any questions? Oh, look at that. Thanks, Violet. She says my roses are lovely.
They would look lovely with gold luster.
Yeah, they would look nice with gold luster on, wouldn't they?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. Or
Yeah.
at the end of it, you
Yeah.
can also kind of like dust it
that's
with
Deb again.
sugar.
Yeah, just
But
do
nice,
sugar. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
There you go. So I'll do a couple bit more of it, a bit more
Yeah.
later on. But I think the cake is ready.
You're still not done.
Yes. Are we
See,
ready
this
for the
is-
cake?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
we are ready for the cake.
Super.
Where
Yeah,
is it?
that's right. That's right. You're in the right colour. I took the door off because it kept leaving the freezer open.
Should
Is it done?
Yes, should be done.
Super.
Oops, I jumped it.
Don't you do
Do not
that.
have a
Do you know what? I'm so impressed with that cake. I did one on Saturday for my friend's 21st, and I was well chuffed when it came out the oven, and I put it all together, and it's the first flat cake I've done. So the fact that I've actually done it again today, I'm so chuffed with myself. I might call myself a baker
Well done.
for Victoria Sponge.
Okay, so it has been in the fridge for I'd say about
5 minutes.
Freezer.
Freezer. So all you wanted to do is touch the surface. If it's hard enough, it should be okay. It should not actually stay there for overnight or hours. It's not necessary, guys. Why? It's because if you put your cake inside a freezer for a long time, even the inside of the cake becomes really, really cold. And then as soon as you bring it out of your freezer, there will be a sudden drop in temperature, and that's where again science comes in, and then the condensation begins, meaning there will be sweating, and you don't want water into your buttercream. Yeah, all right.
So you do the final cover, I do the wreath.
Yeah, that's the plan. All right, so
There you go.
oh, that's away. Okay,
My
Alright.
sister's working hard. She's there already.
I know. But
I wish
she's
the
fussy
same.
as
I wish
well.
the same for me.
All right, so the final thickness, it's up to you how thick you wanted it, really. Since I did not really put that board underneath.
Can you just do some that side? And can you do it left-handed for Maria?
Yes, thank you.
Hang on.
The petals of a pine cone are called scales.
Yes, see, I was right. I did say scales.
Did you say
who was that?
scale?
Yes, I did
Cat
correct
Riley.
Oh,
myself.
Cat Riley. Oh, well done, Cat.
Oop,
I didn't know that.
Our
Yes,
friend
it's
Jonathan is going to be mad at us because we don't know the name of the petal.
I know.
And then, yeah, can you do it? All right, so Maria can
Yeah.
film that here. Brilliant.
So basically, we usually put again the buttercream in a piping bag because it's always easier to kind of see how much you put in there. You can definitely have it in a bowl and then get from there, apply and apply. Yes, you can do that. It's really completely up to you. But we just find this easier and less messy as well.
Mm-hmm. It looks nice. I'll be showing them on Facebook Live soon how to do it that way as well.
Some more.
Yeah. There you go. So it's the same principle.
So for the size of the cake, the filling and the covering, I say about 1.5 batches of buttercream. It's
Yeah.
just right. Yeah.
Without the
But you're
decoration.
gonna do 1.5, so might as well do 2 batches.
Yes.
Or make it 3 batches, including the decorations.
Oh, Maria, you stuck your head in front of the camera. Maria. All you can see is your ponytail now.
So we got Maria.
We are using our new technology, and part of it is John's armpit and Maria's
Yeah.
head.
Soon enough,
It's
what are we
okay.
going to show?
As long as we are okay.
Yes, should be okay. All right, so as you can see, I am just spreading the buttercream. A lot of you usually do it like this, okay? Well, as you can see, I'm not very gifted with height, so I don't have long arms. So
This
this
is the
does not
honest
apply.
side. The
This
real
does not
honest
apply to me. So it has to be this side for me, okay?
No, that's fine. Just let me ask the questions asked is what size cake did I do? They were 4 8-inch rounds. So I
This
made,
I'd say 8 by 6.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were 4 8-inch rounds and they came to the height of the pan.
What are you doing?
And I used an 8-inch mix. I used an 8-ounce mix, and that filled 2 pans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So typically you would have a scraper that is this height, which is about 5 inches height.
Yeah.
Now, if you have this and your cake is taller than this, that's not a problem at all. But you can also have
Oh my
a
gosh,
taller one.
look.
I'm
The
gonna.
same logo.
Yeah.
And pretty color as well.
You got buttercream on your hair.
I'm
They'll be
sure you did put
asking-
that.
They'll be asking me to stock those next as well.
Oh,
So,
there you go.
Maria, do you want to just go where Christina is?
Yeah.
And then you can video that as well. Do those scrapers come in individually, or are they sets of 3?
Individually.
Individually.
Yeah. So they could either have the 5-inch or the 8-inch.
Comes in 4 colors. There's blue, there's magenta, purple, and light pink.
Right, very good.
Did I say the colors right?
Yes.
You did.
Okay, so again, you use your scraper. You don't have to start from one end all the way around. You can just
I'm gonna
keep
get you a bowl.
doing.
Ah, there's a bowl.
Oh, this things they stop the scraper. There you go. So I'm just going back around, making sure that one side or one part of the cake is already nicely done. And then since my scraper is not the same height as my cake, no worries. Rather than concentrating on this part, I'm just gonna bring it higher and then repeat the same process.
So look how smooth the buttercream is, guys.
Oh, it looks fantastic.
If you
There you go.
overbake the buttercream, it's not gonna be like that. It's
Listen,
all
I'm gonna
be
never
holes.
go your way. I'm gonna never go.
You should have.
We will be watching you, Carol.
We
I'm
will be
gonna
watching
go.
you. Yeah.
And I must say, I have tasted it. I will say, a lot of the ladies have commented tonight that they've always been put off because it's Trex.
Yeah.
And I have always been put off because it's Trex. And it's one of the reasons why I've never made it. But I will say, girls and guys,
You can try
everybody's
it tonight.
watching, I've tasted it tonight and it doesn't taste any different.
Yeah,
it tastes like
absolutely.
beautiful buttercream. So that is partly to do with our flavoured icing sugars, I do know.
Yeah. And also, when you put the shortening in there, it kind of tones down the sweetness of the cake.
Yes.
So
It
it's
does.
not going to be too sweet.
It
to
tastes
eat.
delicious in
Yeah.
fairness.
I think I'm all buttercream in the face. And I'm sure you're not going to tell me that anyway.
course.
So.
Why would I tell you?
So guys, are you loving this demo so far? Let us know. Let's show these girls how much you appreciate. They have actually travelled up from London today.
I know.
And unfortunately there was an accident on the train line, so they ended up being delayed by 1.5 hours.
No, 2 hours.
So they came running in here at 5:45 tonight and getting everything prepared. So it's been a mad one since 5:45. So show the love, guys, how much you appreciate that they're here. God bless them. And me and
it's
Maria
really
thought we were going to
nice.
have to do the demo. We was like, oh, if they're delayed.
And did you know that you are technically our last work for the
Yes.
You're technically
Yes.
our last
year?
place to
Today,
work.
Yeah.
after today, we're off to vacation.
Ah, fantastic. Wish we were.
We're
So
going
I'm just gonna fill you up now. I've smoothed and scraped the side off, and then obviously I have to do it the same onto the top. Never mind, some of the excesses goes onto the top edge. Go back again with your scraper, and then just lightly scrape it again, and then remove all the excess.
I'm loving all John's camera angles. I've just been having a good look. Are you all liking them, guys? It's great, isn't it, this way? No shaky shaky, just a chest to Maria's head. Your cake's
Right.
looking great. Sorry, Laura, I'm in front of you again.
Okay, and then bring it in. Okay. At this point, you basically just want to make sure that you've got even thickness of your buttercream all around your cake, and you get rid of your excess buttercream. So pretty much after scraping, remove the excess, clean your scraper, and that's it. So I'm not really worried too much about the sharp edges, because remember we're going to put a wreath around it. As long as it's even, that should be okay.
But the sharp
But-
edges anyway.
Really?
I know it's
It
easy
looks
for you.
fantastic. I'm well
The
impressed.
sharp edges anyway.
Okay, but
It's not too sharp. It's a bit roundy at the edges.
really,
so-
oh come on, stop it.
I should have
All
burned
right.
my hair today like Laura.
I know. All right, so remember I told you earlier the side would look like a mint candy, so we need
Hopefully.
red. Okay, well
Somebody's just asked, how did you get your red?
Christina's
Ah.
gonna answer that.
Red, red. Right, so to do this
You don't
red,
need to
red.
hold my red.
Right, so to be honest guys, you know, even if you use the whole pot of red, it's not gonna go red. It's just gonna go like deep orange or a shade of pink. No. So easily you mix 3 colors of equal amount. So first would be any dark shade of pink, alright? Second is orange. The third color is red. So mix all those 3 colors in equal amount. Easily you get a nice red.
Yeah.
Now,
you
say
have
for
to go to
example,
that dirty mucky colour first.
Yeah.
Then add your red, then it'll go.
but say for example you wanted to do like a maroon red or deep red, yeah? You add a hint of brown or a hint of black into the same buttercream so that it goes a little bit deeper in color. Something like this red, okay? That's it, that's easy.
I think John's going to be getting a round of applause with his new fat camera. Hey, they're well
John's
impressed.
to start tonight.
Hey?
Okay, so right, what am I doing now?
I'm just upset I didn't think of this 6 months ago.
But then you have more years to film
Yeah.
like Facebook Live.
Yeah.
All right, so what am I doing now? If you wanted to go ahead and if you're brave enough to kind of just eyeball it however you like it, then go for it. But for those people who are OC or scared of kind of like doing it straight on and then make a mistake and it's red to white, that would be crazy. So I just grab a piece of tissue paper and then kind of mark where like the total height of the cake is. So pretty much this is the height of the cake, and all I did was fold it in half, fold it again in half, and then fold it again in half according to how you like it, the gaps. So if you wanted to show a little bit, so there. So
That is Valerie, always scared, always OC. If it's me,
there you
I'll
go.
just jump into the cake right away.
Right, so pretty much you've got a guide as to where you want to put your stripey there. So if you want to go ahead and kind of stick that in your cake, that's fine. It wouldn't be like super straight kind of stripey
But
anyway.
if you get parchment paper,
See?
I think that's better, yeah?
Well, because
Yeah,
I don't
yeah, John, that
have
camera.
parchment paper.
Oh, he's back to that one.
Back to there.
Oh, you
Okay.
get parchment
He's
paper,
trying
it's
to
a
with
lot
these
better.
cameras, aren't you?
There you go. So again, you could be straight on using just the paper, the tissue kitchen towel, or otherwise much prepared using a paper or what do you call this? What did you say?
Parchment paper.
Parchment paper, baking
Baking
sheet. There you go. But I didn't have that, so it's kind of like a very impromptu thing for me.
I was giving her the look,
Wait.
but she didn't pay attention.
Yeah, so again, you can do the same thing, pretty much, and then just connect the dots. But because I know how to pipe, I will just kind of do it in, and hopefully it would be straight. So Maria is gonna have to kind of film this.
Right. Can they all see?
And so when you are doing these, guys, make sure that the piping bag is really as close as possible to the cake. Okay, it shouldn't be sticking actually, yeah?
Yeah, it's fine. I
close
mean,
as
this
possible.
is not really like super straight, kind of stripy.
Yeah, as long as it's not too far, because otherwise it's gonna fall off.
Yeah, and clean your tip from time to time. If you go slightly wonky, that's absolutely fine. Which I'm like doing now.
I'll be honest, guys, when Valerie told me about the plan for this cake, I didn't understand her very well until now.
See, I'm actually going wonky.
Can I just tell you, as she goes, where did you come up with the ideas? Because your cakes are amazing.
Well,
I mean, do you sit and draw a picture? Do you just put it together?
well,
Where does it come up from?
Well, I can draw a bit. Valerie, she cannot draw simple 5-petal flower. Okay, so
Well, I know how to do that now.
basically we take inspirations from anything and everything.
Yeah.
So there's
Because
coming.
I've never seen a bad looking cake of yours. Every single
Thank
one
you.
is beautiful. Show them that one on the back there while Valerie's doing that. You grab that one, Christina.
This one?
Right there. That's the third cake you gave me, if you remember.
So basically, we take inspirations from anything and everything.
Yeah.
We see a nice painting, we take a photo of it,
Should
and
I
then
go
translate it into a cake.
Yeah, let John look at that one.
So this one, basically, these are just all roses, different shades of pink, and some buds of like pink and green, and two-toned leaves. Just a quick tip, guys. Whenever you mix your colors, always tone it down at least 2 shades lighter, because it is by nature that buttercream will heighten its color after a while.
Yes, it does.
So I'd say for pastel colors, tone it down at least 2 shades.
Yeah.
If you do dark colors, at least 3 shades lighter.
Yeah.
And like Valerie, you always need to prepare enough colors, because the color that you're gonna mix today, you cannot get it again in the next few
Yeah,
days.
that's true. You can never get it again,
you
can
can never
you?
get it again,
Yeah.
actually.
No, I know.
And I'm not sure if any of you guys have mentioned it, but warm hands is not a problem. My friend here, she's got the warmest hand in the entire planet, and she's okay.
You feel that?
She's really hot, isn't it? I mean, her
What can I
hands
do?
are
I'm hot. What can I do?
Any available men out there? She's got.
I am hot. What
We're
can I
calling
do?
out for pilots, please.
We're up to 9 now. You can advertise.
Pilots who can upgrade us to first class every time that we travel.
pilots, please.
Get us to contact us.
Telephone number is right at the bottom of the screen. Or here, website.
Yeah.
Too much talking.
All right.
Carry on.
Anyway, okay. So now we've got that the stripy color, and as you can see, it's far from
not so
perfect.
bad.
It's
not so
far
bad.
from perfect. It's wonky. It's not as straight. Again, guys, it's fine. Okay, it's not. We're not going for like a super straight one. So again, you've got your scraper, and then just lightly scrape to get that blended into your to your white, and then scrape off any excess buttercream.
It's looking good.
There you go.
If anybody can hear a strange noise, it's Harrison.
He's
just-
actually a very
she's-
good boy.
He's just had a bottle of milk and Laura's trying to wind him.
He was supposed to be a little helper today, but it's because 8 o'clock was really his final call. So I'm just
That's looking fantastic.
scraping, and I wanted it to blend really nicely onto the white, so I'm scraping a bit more.
Yeah.
There you go.
A bit more. Please.
A bit more on top, as my boss says.
Come on, hurry up.
As my boss
We're
says.
after 9 now. You can
I'm-
say anything you like, girls.
I'm just switching to the shorter scraper.
She's got a favorite scraper. What can I do? Well done, Valerie.
There. And as you can see, every time that I scrape, I am trying to get rid of any excess buttercream so that it just doesn't go back to your cake. Because you want to get that stripy kind of
It's
color.
looking good.
There you go.
That's fine. Well done. That's fine.
I just don't stop.
You just can't stop.
I've just been asked, am I selling the big scrapers? I haven't got the big scrapers in stock, but I'm sure after this session I will be.
Yeah.
There you
Yay.
go.
Hang on
What
for-
else have we got? Let's use
Okay,
them.
okay.
Don't say too much, girls, ladies and gents. They'll be flogging me everything.
Alright,
I
so
will speak to the girls after.
Yeah.
So again, at the top, I'm not really bothered if some of the red goes in there because that will be all covered. Right.
It gives a nice effect anyway. Look at that.
There, he's done his burp now.
Wow.
Did you hear it then?
Yeah, but
Did you hear it?
he's such a happy child. He just
Yeah.
doesn't cry.
Mommy's around.
There. Right, so I think that's fine.
Very good. I
Yeah,
like that. Looks very
okay.
rustic,
Yes.
doesn't it? Very
And
nice.
it's because like
What's the
you
Christmas cake?
You know when
Yeah.
you see mint, it does kind of look blended as well,
Yes.
doesn't it?
Yeah,
So
this looks good.
that's what we are trying to achieve, right? And it's beginner friendly kind of cake. You can go obviously less of the stripes if you like, if you want to see more of your white there. Doesn't matter. I'm just cleaning the board right now.
Do you want a clean cloth, wet cloth?
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we can use this one.
Yeah, have you got one? Yeah.
Okay, so, and then if you guys are happy for the rustic look of it, please don't poke the cake, Christina.
Why do you make it sound like, you know,
Do you
you're
two
a
ever
bossy
fight and
person?
fall out when you're doing cakes? Because every time I see you, you two are always happy.
Well,
Do you know what? We've got a secret. There is a
this
secret.
is the secret. That's why we don't fight anymore.
Right.
Okay?
Because you must have fought at some
I
time.
am never allowed to
Touch
touch a
any
cake
cake.
or carry a cake in any
Yep.
cake show.
I don't care if you've got 20 cakes to put in the van. I'll do that myself.
Yeah.
Rather than having it Christina and then she gets clumsy and then pokes the cake and then I get mad at her.
Right.
So just to stop that
So she knows that.
going.
So you're telling me you both have your own
It's so
separate
funny
jobs?
that even if it's my cake, even if I'm the one who did the cake, I cannot touch
Yep.
the cake after.
I'll just have to carry all of it.
Right. There, did you get that, John? None of these are going. You
I
don't
don't
have
have
to
to carry
carry this.
anything ever again. Result.
Yeah. Okay, so if you wanted, if you're okay having it really just rusty, some of the lines are still there, then you can stop right here. But, of course, if you want it to look more professional and looks really smooth
And looks more expensive.
and
actually.
perfect, then of course we're gonna use one more product.
Oh my god!
I did try to buy-
faces, yeah.
I will tell the customers I did try to buy those, but you're
I
out
know.
of stock.
Yes, we're so happy you guys for your support because the first run, the first production that we had 5,000 rolls of this, and we're
It's
completely
8,000.
no 5. We're completely sold out. So this is the last roll. Actually, we got it from one of the vendors in the Philippines, and then we brought it home because we don't have any more. But the new
But
stock.
when they come back in stock, we'll have some.
Yes.
It's gonna come out.
And you're actually gonna love the new packaging of the stuff that's coming in. They're gonna come in flat packed, and we've thrown in an extra gift for you because you all the cloths will be in a resealable bag, and then because you can reuse this and wash this.
Can you?
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can.
As long as it's not yet ripped, you can still reuse it. So we put in an extra resealable bag for the used ones so that you can still use it again.
Well, I'm glad you showed me how to use it because you gave me a box a long while ago. I'm now going to run off and hide it so you don't take it away.
Ah, okay, right. Okay, so pretty much what you just wanted to do is touch the surface Okay. If
Poke
it's
it.
dry enough and you don't see or buttercream doesn't really stick onto your fingers, that means it's ready, it's crusting. And then again, it does not work with any other type of buttercream like a Swiss meringue, Italian meringue, because they just don't cross over. So this cloth goes right onto the surface, okay? And then no other special tool needed, just your fingers or your hand, and then just rub a little bit. Okay.
Baby's going now. You're going to say goodbye, Harrison. Walk past the camera, Laura. Walk past the camera, let them see his little face now he's wide awake.
There you go.
Oh, I want to see. Oh. That's what he thought of you two.
It's with me.
That's what he thought of you two.
I
Well done.
know. I thought we were friends.
I think I said something I forgot.
Big smile now.
Oh, he's laughing his head off now.
Oh, there you go.
Right, go on, take it away, Laura.
cheeky.
Put it on your other shoulder, Laura, now.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's more interested in the cake. Barry, get out.
So see guys, that's how crusting the buttercream is. It's actually warm in this room. It's winter here in England, but it's warm here actually.
It's
Yeah, we've
warm,
got the
it's always
lights.
warm.
Crusted
Heating.
anyway after 5 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. It's always warm in this room. Thankfully,
Really?
we've opened a couple of windows. We've opened a couple of windows, but it would normally die in here.
There's a
Okay.
thing between the two of us as well. She's always cold,
Yeah.
and I'm always warm.
There you go. So
Nearly
and
there,
this-
guys. Nearly
Yeah,
there.
so this just gives you like a really perfectly smooth finish, and somehow because of the warmth of your hand, so it kind of brings out shine onto your cake. So which
It
is
does
really
actually. It
good.
looks really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So when those come in stock, ladies, make sure that you tell me first,
Yes. So
because I'll have this lovely
they
audience
might,
asking for
I
them.
think they will be back in stock by the end of January, so
Right,
which is
good.
perfect. And you will definitely know. when.
Everything is in January,
I
guys,
know.
because we're gonna be on holiday.
You just run through again. Someone just asked why are you rubbing it.
Oh, it's because you've left obviously from the scraping, you've left a little bit of bumps and lines. You wanted to flatten it out. That's why I'm just rubbing it in. So I'm flattening everything down.
So everything looks perfectly smooth,
Yes.
and it does.
There you
And
go.
you can wash those, can
Yes,
you?
yes.
So what we do, just hand wash them.
Yes, so basically just put in like a basin, pour hot water so that all the grease that's absorbed in the air would
Yeah.
kind of surface up.
Yeah.
And then just kind of repeat the same process and then warm soapy water
Yeah.
until it's clean and then just hang to dry.
Fantastic.
And then when you got some creases in there, cut 2 parchment paper squares, sandwich it in. So basically parchment paper, your cloth, parchment paper, iron it out. You've got again, brand new.
That's it, yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So
Right.
there you go. So
That
now
look-
you
that looks
won't
fantastic.
see any
don't-
like bumps and
It's all
whatnot.
Yeah, so
Mine's
when you
really
put your
all
scraper in, it gets a dig, doesn't it, every now and
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
Well, there's none there now, is
Yeah.
It's
there?
going to be a corner somewhere.
Yes. So and then the top, again, if you wanted it perfectly
I think
smooth,
these are going to be
same
too big.
process. No, we'll kind of try.
Can you
and-
just do buttercream? Just
yeah,
put this
you
one.
can. All right. So there you go. And if you
Voila.
wanted to show the
top as
top
well,
as well,
that's
it's perfectly
From the
smooth.
top, yeah.
Does it show?
Yeah, we got the top.
Nice.
With our new camera system now, I tell you. What do
Very
you all
nice.
think of our camera system, guys? So we've got a question here. How many times can they be used if you wash them and dry them? How many times would you get out
It
of each
says
one?
in the box up to 3 to 4 times, but
Yeah.
to be honest, until it's ripped,
Yeah.
you can still use it.
And how many do you get in the box?
It's
50
50 sheets in a box.
Well, to be fair, if you can use them 3 times 30,
Yeah,
it's
it's
90.
quite
is
cheap,
it?
yeah.
Well, 50 times 3.
150.
How many's in the box? 50.
Do you know what, guys?
Oh, 50. I thought she
Yeah,
said
50.
30.
50, 50.
Do you know when we
Right,
went to
okay.
India 2 years ago? We did a 6-foot cake, and to smooth the entire cake, we only used 1 piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the 6-foot cake.
You're not going to make much money on them on resale, are you? Right? Do you think you've made a mistake there, girl?
Actually,
Just one time.
yeah.
We best not buy many, John. They won't come back for a second batch.
Can they be used for sugar?
Right.
Can they be used for sugar paste?
To be honest, because we don't use
We
sugar
don't
paste,
use any other medium but just buttercream.
we are not 100% sure. But then again, going back to one of the cake shows that we did, which is in Cakeology, India, Rose Maysfield was there, and then she had a little bit of problem with the humidity in the country, and then some of the parts of the fondant where she was doing, it was wrinkling because of the humidity, and she used a cloth to smoothen it. So, and it actually worked.
Ta-da,
So,
yeah.
I think,
I was going to say, I don't see no reason why it wouldn't work. Really.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes,
Even
yeah.
with ganache, we haven't really tried, but some of our friends who work with a lot of ganache, they say it's completely.
I can't have a chat about ganache. I ruined ganache. I'm definitely banned.
No.
What is that product called? It's called a cake cloth.
Yes.
So do you want to
Cake
show them the
cloth.
box?
So this is the current packaging, which is going to be phased out soon. It's going to be a flat pack soon.
And they're out of stock, but Valeri and Christina are out of stock, but they'll be back in January.
Yeah.
And they promised me that I will be getting some because I did
Yes.
ask for them.
Yes.
No, actually, we run out of stock now, but if you try to search it online,
Some
there are
of them
still
with
individual
products.
sellers.
Actually, cut that out. There are
Actually,
no
it's
more cake cloths available online, so just wait until January at
Go to
Sugar
Sugar
Crumbs.
Crumbs.
That's
It's
it.
completely sold out. What a shame.
Where's that gag? We're after 9 now.
Christina, you're forgetting.
Right, so going back to the cake now, as you can see.
There you go.
So what have you just done there, girls?
Yes.
So
So
Valerie, what have you just done?
I just put a mound to kind of like shape up the wreath. You can definitely use just pure Buttercream if you like, because I thought we've got a lot of cake in there anyway. So, and then all the decoration would be just on the edge. So if I put buttercream, that should be okay. Even out the buttercream through the cake. But if you've got a smaller cake, you probably would want to use, say you bake extra, or the trimmings, you can kind of pile it up and make it
cake
into
pops.
like a cake pop mixture, and then kind of pile it up and make the shape of the wreath rather than piling it up with buttercream. So options for you guys.
We like the buttercream idea.
There you go.
Right, I think it's going to be a bit high, isn't it?
Oh, and I can put it down.
You just divide it into.
Yeah, and
I
then
have
can
to
you
say it
bring
tastes
this?
really nice. So should we move that out of the way for you, yeah?
Yeah, because again, it's too high.
Is it not? Okay, so let's start to do the wreath now.
So John, we need to go top again, yeah?
It's not equally divided, Valerie.
It's not equally divided. Did remove this. There you go.
Okay, so we've got 4 panels now. So in between the panels, we will do twigs and
Some greeneries.
some greeneries or leaves. So for the twigs, we will
Just
be
been told
using.
it's an amazing Facebook Live.
Hey, thank you guys.
I've just been told I'm amazing as well. Thanks, Geraldine.
Yay!
We have an amazing friend. Okay, so for the twigs, we will be using 2 colors in 2 separate piping bags. So we've got light brown. This is caramel actually.
Yeah, this is caramel, this is brown.
So we've got caramel and brown in 2 individual piping bags. And look at that. Queen of Hearts Couture cakes. So we are not going to use a nozzle. Just basically cut the tip of the piping bag, and you will roughly get the same size of a Wilton writing nozzle number 4.
Yeah,
4
3,
or 5.
4.
Yeah. So what you wanted to do is say which way is better for you right here. Yeah. So what you wanted to do is you wanted to just continuously pipe lines alternating. There you go. So you don't have to do it all in one go. If you need to stop, say from there to here, that's fine. You don't have to do it all in one go, guys. Whatever is easier for you, do it. And then every now and then, just switch it into the different color, to the other color, I mean.
So these are your twigs, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. So the twigs are coming.
So you want them to kind of overlap to each other.
Yeah.
and then some of them they don't really have to
It's
go
like
from
that
one end to the
interwoven
other.
twig
Yes,
effect that
they
you're trying to
they
do,
don't
isn't
really
it?
have to go from one end to the other end.
Valerie cannot stay quiet, really. She just cannot be
She's taking
quiet.
over your slot, is she?
I know.
You finally managed to get in on this cake now, Christina.
Do you know
You know,
what?
sometimes when we do like live demonstration at the Cake International show, sometimes she has to really step on my foot.
Yeah,
So,
seriously.
because
She
I
just-
just don't stop.
I
And
know
then
how
she
you
gets
feel
mad
because
at me.
John kicks me in the leg many a time.
Yeah, and then she just gets, obviously she will get mad at me at the end of it, and she said, I only said this part, I was supposed to say this part.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
And then I just obviously will apologize until the end of the day, and then I do that same mistake until the next
You
demo.
make it sound so bad.
He says, Carol, are you going to let me talk or not? And I go, yeah. And then I cut him out. Do it again. Don't obey me.
So I'm just gonna do 2 panels. Do you know what's even annoying? Say 2 o'clock in the morning. Valerie just won't shut. She just
Yeah.
keeps on talking from 2 o'clock in the morning.
Because sometimes that's when, you know, it's calm and quiet.
No
And then
excuses.
you think of, I knew ideas.
When do you guys do your cake decorating? Do you like to cake decorate at night time or during the day?
It doesn't really matter, but what's important for us is that there's something playing behind.
Yeah, music,
it's like
yeah.
music or
TV.
telly,
Yeah.
even if we've watched
I'm
it
exactly
for like
the
hundreds
same.
of times.
Yeah, just background noise.
Yes.
Yeah. I like to decorate at night time. I don't know why. I think it's the
Valerie
quietness
is
of
too
the
much
place.
background noise already.
It's deaf really because it's the quietness of the place. Yet I've got music going on in the background. But
Yeah.
I just like to do it at night time.
What we try to avoid to watch, even though we've watched it for like millions of times, is burlesque. Oh my goodness, everything just stops and you just sing together with it. Which even if you feel like
Do one
you've
more
got the
line,
same
yeah.
voice as Christina Aguilera, isn't it? Like you hit the high notes and you just don't care.
You haven't heard me sing.
You never heard Valerie sing. Right, so before she
Okay,
carries
please
on
don't
again.
poke the cake.
We're gonna poke the cake. So that's the first panel. For the next panel, what I wanted to do is the foliages.
Yes.
So we're gonna use 2 tips. This is Wilton 352
Yep.
and Wilton 32. For the Wilton 32, you can, if you don't have this one, you can use number 74 as well.
Yes.
We've got
definitely.
74.
Yes, 74.
Actually, any kind of leaf nozzle you can use for this thing.
Yeah. Even the other one, is it 47?
Yeah.
Correct us guys if we're wrong. The
47
other,
is the basket.
It's the basket.
Oh,
no, the other one that you want
what's
is
that
we've
number?
got the 352,
The
we've
one
got
that
the
looks like
74,
this.
and we've got the. Just need to let you know what we've got in stock. So we've got
Oh, it's
74, the
definitely there in the
352.
box.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, that one.
Right, so for the leaves now, instead of the regular, shh, Valerie's away. So instead of a regular small short leaves or chunky leaves, what you wanted to do here is long. So you can move your hands slightly back and forth. So here. There you go. And then alternate it with the other color.
Can I help you?
No, why don't you do a couple? Why don't you do a couple of?
Yeah, why don't you do
pinecone?
some more cones?
Okay.
She needs to do her job.
Yeah. You got a few of them to make yet. And which nozzles that you using?
This is 32.
You didn't tell me to get that one.
It's Valerie. She changed her mind last minute.
It was a good job we're ordering them tomorrow.
But
So-
either way, all the rest of the nozzles that you were getting will definitely be very useful for the book.
Can you hear my dog crying?
Yeah.
I'm just going to have to let her out for a second.
So basically, guys, just alternate the 2 colors with 2 different nozzles.
Come on, Daisy. Come on, Daisy. Sorry, I've got to take the dog out. Come on, Daisy. She only cries if she wants to go out. Oh, out you go.
I always ask Valerie, Valerie, can we get a pen? and she's just gonna tell me off and start to say, okay, Christina, if you get a pet, you need to get a new house.
And a new job as well.
A new job
Because
as
we
well.
won't be able to take care of them as much as we want to have one.
Yeah, so done with the 2 panels. How is it looking, Valerie, here?
Good, carry on.
Okay, so... Okay, this is
Looking good.
sticking.
I'll get that 32 on the website tonight.
So on my side, Valerie's doing some more pine cones.
So
Yeah.
how's Harrison doing, Laura? You asleep?
I'm gonna
And
do
after
rather
this, I'm
quickly.
going to put this in the freezer.
It's looking good, girls. So what do you think, everybody? Are you liking it
You
so
liking
far?
it so far?
So let's just see.
Oh, so going back to the story, how we started. What was the last one that you said?
See, she started to talk again.
I forgot myself.
How to decorate the cupcake.
How to decorate a cupcake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Sorry,
so how to decorate the cupcakes. Again, went back to YouTube to do that.
So everybody, let me just interrupt a minute. All the tip numbers I will put on the website on the top of the page afterwards. So when we pin this page, I will actually put Maria's actually put all the tips on. We're just missing number 32. So I'll put that on at the end of the Facebook Live, guys. Valeri and Christina didn't tell me about those ones.
It's Valerie's fault.
You best use all the ones that you told me about.
I know. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely substitute everything that we use, like for the leaves instead of 74. You can. Oh no, what's this? 352. 352 to 74. It just gives you a little difference, but it looks amazing as well.
Nearly there, guys. So after these wreath, we will do all the flowers. We will stick the pine cones, and then we will do poinsettias and what's the thingy, the white one? Cotton flower.
So we've got a brand new lady on, Anne Davison. She's a newbie and she's loving it.
Yay!
Is there any other newbies watching tonight? If you are, make sure you shout out. Let us know.
Last bead.
Yep, that's it.
Last bead.
That's
Valerie.
good. Well done.
Of course.
Right, so after that, the decorating part, we did see then a tutorial on how to do a cupcake bouquet. So we thought that would be the perfect Mother's Day gift. And so Mother's Day came, we made 2 sets because we gave one to Christina's employer, and I gave one to my employer. And they both loved it, and one of them, who was really addicted with hummingbird cupcakes, she said, "This is such a good idea, you should make this into a business." And she just gave the best words, and we were so inspired.
Yeah, I think Anita was just being too kind.
And so we thought, okay, then maybe we can try, you know? And then straight away when we got home, we said, let's do this into a business. And so we learned how to do our website, we had our Facebook page done. But then fast forward a little bit, 3 months after, no one was like emailing or calling or even asking for inquiries. No, nothing. So we were like, how is this going to be a business if no one's ordering? So we thought, oh my goodness, we have to do something about this. And then after that, we just had to...
We're just going to get John to have a quick look at this a minute.
Know what's going on in there now.
Yeah,
Nice.
let's have a look.
Sorry.
It's looking good.
Yeah, just cover all
That's so simple, that twig business, isn't it? You see, I've never thought about doing that, but that's just, it's brilliant, isn't it? How good is that?
Yeah.
There you go.
All
Later on, we'll just cover
all
some
tiny
of
bits.
the...
Yeah, we'll cover it with sunflower.
Yeah.
Okay,
amazing.
so shall we finish this up first?
Yeah, sure. Right, I'm gonna put in some...
I hope you guys like it. With the
What do you think
decorations
so far, guys?
So again, for the twigs, you don't need a nozzle. Just 2 colors in piping bags, and then just snip the end off. And then for the foliages, numbers 32 and 352s.
They're just saying Sarah Williams says she's self-taught using the videos from our amazing Facebook lives.
Oh,
Well done,
wow.
Sarah. Thank you. Kay Henley said she's going to have a go.
Oh, that's good. And please, if you do,
Do you need
please.
the turntable again?
Oh no, Kay Henley is a newbie. Sorry, when I shouted at her who's a newbie, she's
Turntable?
gone me.
Yeah.
So hello Kay, glad you joined us. Laura Sedgwick, this is her second time watching, she loves it.
If you guys try any of the
Dory
tutorials.
Frost is a newbie to Buttercream. Danielle Armstrong is a newbie. Hello ladies.
Hi. Look,
If
Valerie
you
is still
guys-
messing my work.
If you guys are gonna try this, make sure to send us photos or tag us.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be nice.
So we can tell you exactly how else to improve.
Is she taking over your cake?
Exactly, yeah.
I'm just
adding.
Is she
I'm
taking
just
over?
adding.
Who came up with this idea?
Well, I actually don't understand what I wanted as well, and then I told Christina, and she couldn't understand, and then we actually finalized everything on the train on the way here.
Oh really? So you haven't done this before? What do you like?
We
Well,
just
mind you-
know that
We
we
done
didn't.
the tweaks before.
Yeah.
Mind you,
The
you had a
tweaks,
2-hour delay. What if you hadn't had that 2-hour delay? What would you have done?
On the way here, I guess. Do you know what's, well, this is me being serious. Do you know what's the best secret in our business? We always have the same decision in everything.
Yeah.
Okay. If one says, say for example, there's a minor decision making that we need to do. If one is not sure, if one is 50-50, if one is a no, then it is a no.
Right.
So in every single decision, big
Yeah.
or small, it has to be a mutual 100%.
It's good that you've learned now over the years how to work together, isn't it?
It takes a lot of very kind and very patient
I
friend
knew she was gonna say that.
for a business, you know.
Are you trying to say Valerie's bossy?
Well,
I'm not
saying
bossy.
that directly, but okay, stop it.
I know.
You need to
Okay.
finish the cake now.
All right, so the wreath is done. I'm just going to pipe some poinsettias while we're waiting for the while we are waiting for the pine cones to kind of firm up, and we are going to use
Maybe just one or two.
yeah. So 352, same as the one that we used with the leaves in here.
Can I just say this lovely comment that we've just got?
Yeah.
Pelvis just wrote in and she said, Carol, I'd like to thank you for bringing all the people who have showcased their products and methods. I have learned so much in the last few months and I've been watching every Monday evening.
Aw.
It's always penned out to watch. Have a great Christmas and look forward to seeing more in 2018. And I thought I would say this before I forget.
Oh,
Aw,
nice.
thank you.
We love it. Probably is very nice.
Yeah, she's lovely. Do you
She's
know all
been-
the same people I do?
She's been to all our classes as well. Yes. All right, so I'm gonna pipe in.
He's gonna be finished in 5-10 minutes, promise.
So I'm going to pipe in poinsettias in here, and so I'm going to just mark where I'm going to.
She just wanted to destroy my twigs and my foliages.
Just going to mark where I wanted to put in, to pipe in directly my poinsettias, and also to give a nice flat surface so it's easier for you to pipe.
I'm so glad you're going to do that.
A little bit.
It's gonna be high, ha! You're gonna reach it.
There you go. That's
Over
it.
there.
All right.
I'm so glad you're going to do that because I showed the ladies about doing that with their 352, so they'll be really pleased at seeing the professionals do it.
All right.
I
so-
show them the Carol McFarland way.
If you are going to pipe leaves, it's definitely the same principle, but all you have to do is just really give it a good squeeze and then slowly pulling it. Yeah, so repeating what Christina said. So again, dig it in, squeeze, 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 build up, and pull. Right? So you want to build up that nice shape. Okay. And again, this one, as you can see, is slightly deeper, kind of red. Sorry, I'm blocking the camera, but there's no other easy way to pipe this.
No.
There you go. And then I'm going to add another layer, and this time in between my first layer If it doesn't happen, that's
It's
fine.
okay. Do you want yellow or white center?
Yellow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yay, love it.
There you go. So you've got one. Let me find another
Maybe just one.
space. Maybe just one's fine.
I think one will
Yeah,
be
one's
fine.
fine because it's
You're
too
gonna
big
do
anyway.
It's got 3 pine cones to go on there.
Yeah.
And those are gonna be.
And then your centers, again, this type of piping bag really helps. You can easily just cut it according to whatever size that you like. But if you don't have this, you can always use a piping tip, any writing nozzle. One would be too small.
I'm just gonna check if she's doing it right.
Yeah.
So number 2 or number 3 would be perfect. Yeah? Right, there you go. I've got one. Now, before I do, maybe that's not yet ready, but I'll do the cotton flower. Okay,
2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. So this one is just plain white, okay? Again, in this piping bag. If you don't have this, you get much bigger writing tip. I'd say go for number 5. And then if you're going to use a plain piping bag, just cut the hole.
Lindsay
Slightly
McIver
bit.
said it's absolutely fabulous. Well, they're all loving it anyhow. It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you guys. Right, so I've got the slightly bigger hole in here. And then, so cotton flower pretty much would have like 4 or 5 kind of cotton balls. And then you want to make sure that when you pipe it, they're close to each other. So you don't have to have like a huge gap or space in the center.
Just before you do that, 1 second.
Yeah.
How did you get the red again? So Sarah Williams has said, how did you get the red? How did you get the red, and how much colour was needed?
So 3 colors that we needed to use: red, orange, and then pink.
Dark shade of
Dark shade of pink to get that really rich red. Because if you're going to use just the red, you'll end up with lots
You'll
and
never
lots
do
of
it.
colors.
You'll
You'll
use
never
the
get
whole
a
of the
good
top.
red. So combine all those 3 colors, you get a bright red kind of red. If you want deepened red, add a hint of... Yeah, this one was deepened a little bit. We added a little bit of brown and...
Do you know how I get my red? You know you're decorating now?
Yeah.
See all these bits of buttercream in the bag?
Yeah.
I would put them all in one bowl,
Yeah.
mix
Add
it
the red
together,
afterwards.
and then add the red, and then do my red last.
Yeah,
You can,
yeah,
yeah.
And
you
that-
can use
that
that.
works.
It's the
Because
same principle when you do the black.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
for all my dark colours, I would use all the ends of these buttercreams, divide it to whichever dark colours I want.
Sure. Because basically all colors, when you put them together, they go muddy. So it's
Yeah, that's
kind
it.
of
It's that muddy
brown.
colour that you want,
Yeah.
It's
isn't it?
kind of
Yeah.
brown, so it's easier.
Mm.
Right, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pipe my cotton flower directly. So you wanna build up the cotton like a bowl shape. So 1, 2, and then make sure that you've got enough space for all the 5 kind of cotton balls.
I haven't seen that flower for
Okay.
such a long time.
And then I'll
Maybe another
probably
one
put one more here.
Yeah.
1. Sometimes I end up just 4. If that happens, that's absolutely fine. There you go.
That's fine.
Looks nice.
Maybe?
Maybe one here. Okay.
I know you wanted to cover my twigs and my leaves, so yeah, just do it. If that's gonna make you happy.
There you go. And then you want to go back.
It's gonna be.
It's too big.
Oh, I've got another thank you. I'd like to thank Carol and John. Oh, John's going to mention this time. So Lynn Spurl said, I'd like to thank Carol and John, SMC, for sharing their time and home every Monday with the marvellous guests
Oh,
girls. Okay, over the last few weeks when I found this live broadcast. Wishing you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you, Lynn.
Aw.
Thank you, Lynn.
And do you know, guys, we've attempted so many times to have our own like tutorials, video tutorials. We could not tell you how hard it is
Difficult.
to do what they are doing, to be completely honest with you. We've attempted so many times to edit our own videos, have all these gadgets, make it work perfectly, and these teams.
You know what? That's so really nice because
it's
I
really
don't think-
difficult.
It's only when guests come here they realise how hard it is.
It is, yeah.
And the amount of guests that come in here and they go, Carol, John, how do you do it?
Yeah.
And it's every Monday. We've done this since February, every Monday. And in January, we start 2 Facebook Lives.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So can you imagine? We're doing a morning session every Thursday. I think Maria and John have just gone into
Well,
lockdown.
we've definitely got a first. We've got Eliza Fernandez from Costa Rica.
Oh wow!
And her mum did a class with you guys last year.
Oh,
Really?
wow, very good, yeah.
Oh wow!
What's her mum called?
Mommy.
Mummy came to the class.
Yeah, we've been to Costa Rica last year, around August, isn't
Yes.
it? End of
Yeah.
August, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Say hi to her.
nice. Costa Rica, what do they say? Pura vida.
Pura vida. Pura vida.
Yes.
So for
Yes,
those people,
correct. Yeah, where are
Those-
you
Pura vida.
originated from?
Pura vida.
Well, I'm from Spain, but we speak the same language.
Yeah, okay,
vida.
see? Pura vida.
Pura vida. Yes.
so
What
those
does that mean?
guys who are asking for the buttercream
Like,
recipe, I'll
you
put it on the
like-
website later.
Like,
Yes. And so what I've done, just again a small hole tip
Sorry.
with the brown, and then I just pipe them like spikes. I don't know what's it called, but it's the part of the old cotton flower.
It looks good.
So in all the what is this? Like gaps in between the cotton balls, you pipe a line that goes through the center, and then some spikes on the center. So that's your cotton
You
flower.
know, give it a day and you just watch Valerie talk and move all this like watching cartoons really. Or
All
watching
right,
a
come on.
film.
Let's see if the
You get all the emotions in one time.
There you go. I think
It's
it needs
looking
one
amazing.
more poinsettia.
Well, don't forget,
Maybe.
you've got 3 combs to go on
Oh,
yet. Don't forget, Valerie.
No.
Remember the agreement you had on the train?
Okay. Yep. All right.
And as it happens, you've got 5 combs there.
And see, just to make sure. So I've got my pine cones ready. So as you can see, they're hard enough. You can easily just pick it up. So choose whatever that you like. Find the position. You can easily peel it off
Now, of
now.
course, just covering mine again.
There you go.
Just put all the pine cones here.
See, now you're happy for me to put the pine cones.
I have to say, it looks absolutely stunning. Really does.
Thank you.
It does.
Right. Ah, okay, please don't do this. Don't drop your pine cones.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's still
It's
okay.
okay. There you go, find a spot.
The buttercream on top is still soft, so there's no need to put fresh buttercream in there.
So, Carol, John, Maria, and guests, we've all got a round of applause off Kirsty. So, Maria got a mention.
Nice.
Off Kelly even.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly, yes.
There you
very
go.
This one goes.
Don't forget our Laura and Miss Laura.
It's too big.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, and the final touch would be some of the berries. Again, going back to the plain piping bag, medium hole. And all you have to do is just build it up and then have like some
Get
clusters of
berries.
berries. And then, but don't fill it up with all berries, right?
Yeah.
I usually
Less
do
is
that.
more.
Less is more.
True.
I'm like you though, I get carried away. I tell everybody less is more, but I still go and fill them up.
So, and
Show the love, guys. What do you think? Does this cake look amazing? Let us know what you think, how amazing it looks.
so there you go. Again, I'm trying not to overdo it.
Are you doing more? Have we got to pick her
There
off?
you go. I need to stop.
There you go.
There you go. And that's done.
Wow, what do you think, guys? Come on, let them see what you think. How
There you
beautiful
go.
is that cake? So let's have a look then.
I hope you guys like it.
So I'm
They're
sure
showing the love.
it is like a beginner-friendly kind of cake. You can, however, take out the pine cones. If you are not confident enough, you can practice more on that. But
Stunning
otherwise,
cake, love
They
the
can
ring.
do it.
the cotton flowers, the poinsettias, and all the bits of it definitely is a beginner-friendly.
Well, all the appreciation is coming in. Thank you. Keep sending that appreciation. Wendy Fraser, amazing. Irish Shuttleworth, beautiful. Violet Ann, beautiful. Tuesday Mayborn, what a beautiful cake. I'm going to try this. Who else is there?
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Everyone loves it.
Yay, thank you
Superb.
guys.
It's
Please don't
absolutely
forget
amazing.
to share the video so that other fellow bakers can
Let's go
try
back
as
and
well.
tell them about the
Yes,
competition. So come on, guys, let's come on back then. So 1 second.
And we'll show them the cake stand.
Finally, you can eat the cupcake. Try
Yeah.
So let's
Get a
just tell
bite.
you guys. Okay, so before we go, are we back on the front here, John? Yeah?
Yeah.
So girls, come on in. So guys, it's been an absolutely amazing night, a fantastic way for our finale for Sugar and Crumbs this year. With John, I, Maria, Laura in the office, all our guests, every single guest that's come along on the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen have all said they've had an amazing time, they've really enjoyed it. You've all seen how much hard work goes into it. And we're really pleased that our audience has grown and grown, and you're a massive audience. And you know what's so lovely to see every Monday the regulars, which is absolutely great. And the newbies, we always want newbies. So we've got a little competition going on.
Carol, before you carry
Go
on
on.
the competition, can we come back?
Can you come back? Do you know what? Every guest says, can they come back? And that is marvellous. Can they come back? What do you think? Can they come back? Did you say you was free in January?
Oh, we're gonna stay for 2 weeks in the cottage. Yes, you're gonna go.
They've got a lovely house. And actually, this space, I'm okay here. I'm okay to stay here.
These girls were booked in for January and they brought it forward. So you know that January slot, it's still open. So I'll have them back. And you know that's really nice because every guest that we've had has said, can they come back? And that makes John and I really proud. We feel, you know, we're doing a good job. And it's, you know, it's through you guys following us, supporting us and supporting the guests, which is fantastic. So before Christina shows you this lovely cake stand, I just want to tell you about the competition again, because it's important for us to get more and more followers. And I'm doing this competition because I really want to boost up our YouTube. You know that a lot of people don't watch us on Facebook because they can't. So what they do is they watch us on YouTube tomorrow. So just pop over there, subscribe. You know, even if you watch us on Facebook Live, but just go and push up our ratings over there. We would really appreciate that as well. So let me just tell you what I have to do. There's 2 competitions. Make sure you enter them. And I've just got to find the notes now. Laura, was it in your email? I sent it to you. There you go. Right. I'm having to use Laura's phone because mine is there looking at this sideways angle. So to win, so your opportunity to win a £20 voucher, you're all on Facebook because that's where you're watching that. So an opportunity to win a £20 voucher, you need to like our page, Sugar and Crumbs with Nifty Nozzles, because not all of you like the page, you just watch it. So like our page, like this tutorial and share it with everybody. Just keep throwing it. These girls are known worldwide. You're so lucky they've come here for free to show you this for free.
Wait, we're not free.
Is that free?
Remember, we're taking the one that we used, this one, and Maria, we're taking them, and Harrison, we're taking. Mommy, you can come. Laura, you can come. John, you can come too.
You can have John.
So it's not free.
I'm keeping the chandeliers, I'm keeping Laura and Harrison and Maria, but they can have John. So anyhow, so let me just go back into Laura's phone again now, 1 second.
It's good. Cookies are good, isn't it?
I know.
So share us on Facebook, okay, so like the page, share us, and then nip over to YouTube, okay, and subscribe to our channel. Don't just like it, go in there, subscribe, and then go through all our past videos. I know you may well have seen some of them before and like them, you know, let's push up those ratings. And then send me a private message that you've done those 2 things, and then you'll go in the draw for a £20 voucher. For a £50 voucher, you've got to do a little bit more hard work, okay? You've got to do what I've just asked you to do. You've got to follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter, and join our baking club, okay? And our baking club is so that we can send you recipes, we can send you links to the Facebook Lives, we can give you updates for the new Facebook Lives that are coming up. That's going to be the new Laura's job in the office, sending you the recipes. Okay, and that's basically keeping you up to date with all the new products that are coming in. You know, when these cake cloths come in, girls, when Christina tells you about the cake stands, when they come in. So that's why we want you to join the baking club as well. And if you join those, again, send me a message. okay, that you've done all 5 items, and I'll put you in the £50 draw. Okay, so make sure you do that. And before we go, you're going to show them your cake stand, aren't you?
Yep.
Hello,
Fantastic.
Valerie. Hello.
Let's have a look at this one.
Right. Okay.
Shall we move this out of the way just for a second
Yeah,
while you
yeah,
put
yeah.
it together?
Yeah, on the side is fine.
Yeah, let me put it on the side
Yeah.
there. We don't want to
Okay.
lose where it is. So go on, Christina,
So
you get
this
there.
is our latest innovation. We are quite proud of this thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite sturdy as well.
It
isn't
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it's made of aluminum steel. So that even if you throw it away, I was gonna say put it in here. No, even if you drop it, which a lot of times we break cake stands,
It's not gonna be broken.
it's not gonna be broken. We've actually always wanted to try and kind of like test the weight, because we tested it on 50 kilogram capacity. It's absolutely fine.
I'm gonna stand in it. That's
I
the
know
plan.
we wanted to stand on it, but we always keep forgetting. But
Oh, you can stand on it now.
oh,
So let's
why
put it
not?
together.
Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so you can have it short for some cakes that are really tall tiers. So you can already.
So you do the talking. You do it all the time anyway. So I turn it around.
There you go. So easily you can thread it.
want
We've
short.
got this design, like a classic one, but we've also got plain one as well. And soon we'll have more designs. And then if you want it higher, you can, if you change your mind, make it higher. And then just add your extender there. And then each piece, by the way, you can buy separately. So if you want it even higher, you can add one more extender, but otherwise
Or if you want to be playful with the colors, say
you can mix and
big,
match it.
you want
We
it to
have
be
black and white or whatever.
And how
it
much
is.
are they going to retail at? Because that's what they're going to ask now.
Yeah, so the so this one is £20. The plate is
The plate.
£20. So the pedestal alone is £20. So you can have already £40, but it's durable. It's going to be forever, unbreakable. And then £10 for the extender.
So
And
it's
then
going to cost you £50 for all that all together.
yes,
Super.
yeah. And then if you wanted, you don't have to buy a full set. If you just wanted to buy a square, because that's always hard to find, a square one, so that's just another 25. Square is slightly heavier, so that's £25.
Nice.
Yeah. So you can mix and match them
There
in
you
different
go,
colours and
yes.
everything.
So
Absolutely
say the-
fantastic. And let's get this beautiful cake on there
Sorry,
as
someone's
well.
asking what's the stand width?
Oh, this
12
is 12
inches.
inch diameter.
And it is 12 inches because this
Yes.
floor's 12 inches and that's going to
And it looks
perfectly.
perfect for that
We've got
one.
14 inches coming along as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
15
15.
inches.
And I'm a lucky girl because they gave me that stand.
Yes. And by the way, guys, soon enough, we will also have different styles of your plates as well. So we could have oblong, we could have petal, we could have octagon. So
No promises yet as to when, but
yeah,
it's gonna
but
happen.
soon. So you can use the same pedestal that you have, and then just keep buying. So £20 or £25 of your plate, and you'll still use the same thing. There you go.
So let me go through some of the things that we've used tonight, guys. We've used lots of bags tonight without any tips. They've shown you how to use these bags without tips. Cut the holes certain sizes. Okay. They've also used a selection of tips. The tips are £1.50 on our website. But brought this little set in. There's 55 tips in it, including all the ones Valeri and Christina have used. And it's great,
very
isn't it?
helpful.
It's £45. It keeps all your tips organised. It should be $59.99. It keeps all your tips organised. You get all these tips in there. You get all these big tips. It doesn't matter if you've already got some duplicates. But you get all these big tips in there. You get your couplers in there as well. You can put them all in this container, and that's £45. And don't forget, anything over £30 you spend with us, you get free delivery as well. So if you look at that, there's 55 tips, plus your coupler, plus your two
Really
thingies.
cheap, yeah.
We've got
very
60
cheap.
pieces there, so it's far less than £1. What is it? 45 divided by
You're
60,
saving
John.
like around 30, you're saving around 30 to
I'm not good with math.
We can't be bothered. It's too late. We're not going to work it out. Just divide 60 by 45. So anyhow, all the tips.
45 by 60.
So you're
45 by
saving
60.
around
Is that not the
20,
same?
30 pounds, isn't it?
Anyway.
Anyway,
Are we nearly finished?
yes we are.
You know I was never bright. He's got the brains, I've got the personality. So £45 divided by 60, is that right?
Yes.
Well done. Oh, you're the clever one.
No, she's the clever one.
Was you listening to him?
I was just listening, yeah.
She's just pretending to know it.
That's a great set. They're on the website. All the individual nozzles are on there as well. Valeri and Christina have brought these little wreaths. Just pass us those, John.
Yeah.
The first 8 orders get one of these free as well. These are little wreath cupcake toppers.
Yeah, royal icing toppers.
To go with this, all made out of royal icing. And don't forget to pre-order this amazing book.
75p each.
75p each. Oh, we've got somebody who's clever on there as well. Who's that clever person on Facebook then?
Tuesday, Mayborn and Lynn's Sprules.
Right, thank you, Tuesday and Lynn. Well
There
done.
you go.
So that works out 75p a nozzle, which is fantastic because these big nozzles are in there as well. So these big, the giant nozzles as well.
So that's for cotton flowers.
Yeah, exactly. So that's well worth investing in. Grab those now while you can. These are on pre-order. Okay, so just let me remind you about this. This is Valeri and Christina's 4th book, okay? And what they're trying to say to you, when they've brought out other books, it's either been about cupcakes or just big cakes.
Yeah.
This book has got a variety of everything in, and they've broke it up into 4 sections for each season: spring, summer,
winter,
and
autumn.
She makes it.
Autumn and winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you call it fall, don't you? We call it winter. So absolutely amazing book. Loads of hints and tips in there. It's $15.99. Okay. If you order it, you will not get it until the 3rd, 4th week of January. Okay. So just remember, if you order that, that's on a pre-order. Order this separately. If you want to order it with other goodies, everything will get packed up, but it won't get dispatched until the books arrive.
And by the way, just wanted to add on to that, because we're going to send them to you. Every book that they will be selling will be signed by us.
Yes.
There you go. I was going to ask him to do that. But I didn't have to ask because she knows. She knows what
So
I
they're all
like.
going to be signed copies. Everything
Yeah.
that you'll purchase from them is going to be signed copies.
Yeah, so signed copies, and you'll only get them off us, which is great. Fantastic. So we'll have them. And are we going to do a catch-up? We're going to do a 10-minute catch-up. So what is it? It's 10:15. So should we come back at 10:30 just to answer a few questions?
Okay.
So thank you for joining us tonight. 1 second, I've got to wave off Laura.
People want to know when you'll be back.
Oh, right, yes, that'd be a good idea to
Ah.
tell you when we'll be back.
Exactly, yeah.
So we will be back on January the 8th. We're going to take 2 weeks off now, and the only reason we're taking that time off, Christmas Day falls on Monday. New Year's Day falls on a Monday. As much as I would be happy to share my Christmas Day with you, your husbands might just kill you. So we will be back bright and cheerful on Mondays at 8 o'clock from 8th of January. And then we're going to start the following Thursday at 11 o'clock. So we're going to do a morning session. So I think that was the 11th, was it?
Yes.
Yes, the 11th of January we're going to do a morning session. And those Thursday ones, I want to try and keep that to baking, if I'm really honest. Unless we do get a guest who wants to stay the whole 4 days so they can do both sessions. But and I'm going to be dragging Laura back. So I'll nurse Harrison and Laura will be back to show you how to make marshmallows, fudge, brownies,
nice.
whatever else that she has to show you how to make. She didn't know she was doing that, just told her now.
That's why the face.
But she's great at making loads of things with sugar and crumbs. So it's 16 minutes past 10, guys. We're going to quickly get a cup of tea. Go and get a cup of tea yourselves and have a wee. You know how it is. 10:30, come back for the final and say goodbye to these girls and ask some quick questions. We'll see you then. Thank you for joining us. Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, girls, I have to say a massive thank you. What a fantastic grand finale. Valeri, Christina.
You got it right.
The Queen of Hearts girls, the Queen of Hearts Couture cakes.
And you got it right.
Normally I call them the Queen of Hearts girls.
Queen of Hearts Couture.
Queen of Hearts Couture. We've got the whole title there. Queen of Hearts Couture cakes. So what a fabulous ending to the year for 2017. I am absolutely overjoyed with all the guests that have joined us on Sugar and Crumbs this year. on our Facebook Lives. It's been absolutely amazing. All the guests that have come along have put in 200% effort in their presentations. Because, you know, I mean, Valeri and Christina tonight have not pre-made anything, in fairness, but not apart from buttercream, the coloured buttercream. But mostly, you know, people come along, they brought loads of stuff that they pre-prepared, and when they're baking a cake, they usually have one that they've made, one part made, and then they make one. And it's a hell of a lot of hard work. And I really, well, I know you guys do, I really, really appreciate everybody who's come, joined us on Facebook Live, and the amazing thing is they've asked can they come back, and that's a massive compliment to John and I.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and everybody does
too
love
as
it.
well for having us,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
It's been an
Thank you for
absolute
having
pleasure,
us.
and I'm sure these guys are. So before I get you to ask Valeri and Christina some questions, we're not on the all camera systems today, so John's having to work for his money tonight. So he will shout out some questions, but just let me go over a couple of things. The recipe I'll put on the website tomorrow for the buttercream. If you want the Victoria sponge recipe, I'll put that on for you tomorrow. It's just a simple, basic Victoria sponge recipe.
It's really good.
And I have obviously been watching everybody who's come here baking, so you guys should be able to do this cake, because I've only learned how to do it by watching guests here, and it was more about just taking a little bit more care and getting exact precise measurements. And somebody said to me, making a cake is like chemistry, really. It has to be exact. And I have used an 8-ounce Victoria sponge mix. Quickly just tell you, 8 ounces of margarine, 8 ounces of caster sugar, blended together, 4 eggs, one at a time, slowly beaten in until fully incorporated. 8 ounces of self-raising flour. I only use good quality products. I will name them because I'll do a demo in January and show you how to make them. So I'll tell you which brands I use as well. And then a good quality vanilla essence that I've used. In fact, I've actually used this one today. This one is the Taylor and College one, which is great. And use that one. So I'll show you how to make that next January for you on one of the baking sessions. So a massive thank you. So let's go back. This is why we're here. This is why I asked the girls to come here, and I'm ever so chuffed because they brought out their 4th book. And this book is amazing, and I'm absolutely privileged that they've given me this book signed. You signed it, actually?
Not yet.
I'm only slacking you two.
But you will get that signed.
I'll think about it. Okay.
So it's an amazing book. I have flipped through it. I actually only got a quick look when we were in Cake International in Birmingham. I got a 2-second look at it, but I have to tell you that I can't actually show it you because I'm not very good at flicking the pages. But you guys need to invest in this book. It's got cupcakes in there as well. All step-by-step pictures. These girls work really hard for this as well. This is all their own designs. They're amazing, and it's $15.99. It's they're all signed by Valeri and Christina. They very kindly signed them. If they didn't offer, they were going to be told. You know what I'm like.
So we offer anyway.
So they offered. They knew.
This is our favorite book yet, isn't it? Yeah, it's our favorite book yet.
It's fantastic. So just remember, if you order this tonight, okay, it's not going to come to you until mid to end of January. So make sure you remember that. If you order any other products, they'll all come together mid to end of January. So if there's anything you need on the free upgraded deliveries, order those separates, because what John and I have done is anybody who orders anything tonight and you want it before Christmas, we are doing an upgraded next day delivery service free of charge. So John and I already subsidised the postage, but we're going to subsidise it again, so you've got the free upgrade to next day delivery.
Very generous.
Yeah, exactly, because we want to make sure.
Next day delivery is expensive.
Yes, it is, and we want to make sure everybody gets their stuff before Christmas. Now, if it doesn't come next day, don't kill me and John. It will come the day after, because the courier does let us down now and again. Okay, but
It's the
anyhow.
season.
Pardon?
It's the season.
It's season.
again.
It's just
Exactly.
really busy.
You've got loads to do.
Yeah.
So, and then don't forget, the first 8 people get one of these free, so that's very good. These are little Christmas cake toppers made with royal ices. which is amazing. I take it you made every one and bagged them yourself.
No. But we bagged them.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to hand you over to the girls and John. So I hope you've got your questions ready. So start asking those questions and John's going to start shouting them out.
Well, we've got 67 people watching. We haven't actually had a question yet, but we've had a lot of people saying thank you very much and lots of people wishing us Merry Christmas.
Nice.
So you know what tune that we have to go into,
Explain
don't
it
you?
very well then.
Yeah,
Very
well,
good.
guys, thank you so much for everyone who tuned in earlier,
Took time.
who watched, who stayed with us the whole time when we were decorating this. Thank you so much. We had such a good response, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it's
fantastic.
already 2 hours after.
I know, yeah.
It was
2
really
hours
good.
15.
Yeah.
And you've got to remember this cake, don't forget girls, they didn't bake this here, they put it all together on this cake, so they didn't give you a part one ready made or anything like this.
No magic
So
cake.
the cake was baked, but they've layered it and crumb coated it and put it all together, decorated it live, all within 2 hours. And to be fair, less.
All for Carol.
I know. So, and less than that, in fairness, because obviously we had to do the chat, we had to answer questions, you know, there was other things that we had to talk about, and you know, an amazing cake, and I'm very pleased, and I don't think I'll be giving this one to the warehouse lads tomorrow. We normally give stuff to the warehouse lads, but I think me and Maria are going to have this one.
Yeah, why not?
We have had just Cat Riley's just placed has a £27 order and it's sending £2.99 postage.
Yep, and it will
Is
be
that right?
up.
Yeah, that if you leave it at £27, you will get charged $2.99, but we will upgrade that to next day delivery.
We're not
but
giving you free next day, we're upgrading, we're paying the difference.
but I suggest, Kat, that if you spend over £30, that will get you free delivery.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
She knows that, anyhow.
it makes sense to spend another £3 and get something for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
better
Cat
service.
knows that. Anyhow, yeah. If you
Get the flower nail. That would be another
yeah,
Yeah,
just get that flower nail.
It's
Where is
over
it?
here.
Let's go do it. These are great. I brought these in because I have used a flower nail before, and I know the girls explained this to you before, but definitely invest in one of these. This is the extra large, and I've never seen an extra large. It's got the girls' logo on, so you know it's theirs, okay, so you can identify it. Never seen those. They've also said you can use it as a heat core as well. So you put that in the bottom of your cake pan, you pour your cake mix over it, cook your cake, okay? How do you know it's done then? What does that do?
You basically bake it as normal.
As normal.
So you
Just
put
stays there.
a skewer inside, and when the cake is ready, and then when you turn
But
the
this
cake
makes sure it's completely even, does it?
Yeah, so
Yes,
basically
it's up to-
on an 8-inch pan, I'd say one should be okay. The more it gets bigger, maybe you add 2 of them, and then that's it. Same
Yeah,
principle
super.
baking.
And then when you tip your cake out, you just pull
pull it.
that out.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, it's for making those amazing flour with. Now, the girls did say, and you will get this as well, when you've been piping, and each one you take off, you do run out of buttercream out your bags, because you notice they use the small bags, which is what I recommend as well.
12
A
inches.
handful is more than enough.
Yeah.
So sometimes you might have to change bags or get another bag or refill a bag, and then you can pop it in this little holder, which I have got upside down. That's it there. Put it in there, which means you can safely put it to one side while you go and get other things. Your mobile phone's ringing, you
Yeah.
can put it down, someone's knocking on the door, the baby's
Like
crying.
a parking space.
Yeah, the baby's crying. Wasn't little Harrison so good tonight? God bless his little cotton socks. He's normally in bed at 8 o'clock, and Laura wanted to come and see the girls. She knows the girls, and she wanted to come along tonight for the final one of the year. And
But
see
on
you
the
guys.
dot, he was out.
Yeah.
8 o'clock, he's gone.
He passed out.
5 minutes to 8, he was smiling and happy and grinning. 8
Exactly.
o'clock, fast asleep.
Yeah, asleep.
Then he just woke up.
We have had a couple of comments about people sort of asking about how you got started and your story, because I think your story was done in several parts in the main live.
yes.
So I think people got some of it and not the rest of it.
I'll quickly speed it up. Okay, they're both nurses and they wanted to make a cake for a friend. Their friend really liked the hummingbird red velvet cupcakes. They couldn't afford to buy them themselves. They're nurses, they're on nurses' salary, and what they decided to do, they watched YouTube, watched tutorials, and decided to make their own cupcakes. And when they did that and they perfected that, they then wanted to decorate to them, but they wanted to make them extra special, not just like, you know, normal, bog standard.
Yeah.
And then you started playing, and you're self-taught with everything, can't you?
Completely self-taught.
Which I think is amazing, completely self-taught. And the designs that they make as well, they create with each other, and they have an agreement in place that if they both can't agree 100%, then the design doesn't go ahead. And I think that's great.
Yeah.
Me and John will get nowhere because we never agree on anything.
Well, we do. We agree not to do things, and then you just go ahead and do them.
That's absolutely true.
When we started doing the cakes, that was really it for quite a long time. It was a struggle for the first 6 months, and even more than that. We just don't get any orders whatsoever. But we just pushed it. Yeah, we just pushed it, and then we were practically selling cupcakes in all the parks that we know, and that was it. And then we started doing.
Because we thought before that anything bigger than a cupcake was scary.
So we stuck with
you know, and that's
cupcakes.
good to know that, because I must admit, when I first started, and I've only started doing big cakes in the last couple of months because we've had guests on.
Yeah.
Pre that, I've only done cupcakes.
Yeah, I mean, 6 years ago, cake wasn't as big as how it is now. You don't see a lot of tutorials online that people is doing it. Everyone's doing cake decorating. Especially before 6 years ago, nobody wants to use buttercream, but us crazy too, you know. So as much as we wanted to watch videos, there are no available videos. So we just have to improvise and carry on innovating. So, and then we thought there was requests for classes, and we just braved it. We had one student in the first class ever that we did. The second class, we had 2, and then we had 3, then we had 6, and the next thing we knew, we were traveling the world.
And talk about classes, John, just pass me that cake there. My cake.
So and then our publisher, before it was FNW Media, now they became Sue and So. Amy, the acquisitions editor, she sent us an email. We had our first book. It was successful. We had our second book translated to 10 different languages. That's the 100 Buttercream Flowers. And then there was the third book. That's the Buttercream One-Year Wonders. And now we're on the 4th book.
Hopefully it gets translated into more than 10 languages. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Anyhow, I tried to get on. When I first started Sugar and Crumbs, I didn't know a lot about buttercream, and I wanted to get on a class. And I've met these girls at a couple of the cake shows that we took Sugar and Crumbs to, and they've always been super friendly. And I am a super chatterbox and will chat to anybody. So grab these girls, had a little chat with them, and we've always had a good chat with each other at the shows and stuff. And then I tried to get on one of their courses one year, and they were all over the world, but I could not get on the UK one. And as it happens, we were both attending the same show in Australia, and that show coincided with visiting my daughter. And where my daughter lived, after the show, these girls were at the local cake shop there. I couldn't believe it.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. So my daughter loses me for a day after travelling to Australia, because I thought, never mind Adele, I'm off. The girls are here. And I went to their class there, and this was my first attempt at doing buttercream. Now I will say my first attempt. Yeah, absolutely. And this is what we did in the class. Now I will say it looked far better than this. It was amazing. I was so proud of it. I brought it home. I did come home business class, and they upgraded the cake, not me, upgraded the cake to first class. And it travelled, it got there safely. I arrived in the Rivals Lounge, and I stupidly, don't know why I did it, and even till this day, I had this in a box, in a paper bag, and I went to grab my suitcase off the carousel, and as I did that, I dropped one of the handles, and the cake just fell and smashed to bits. And I've kept it because I've always looked at it for inspiration, and even though it's battered, I still look at it so that I can remind myself of the things that I did learn. And I'm hoping after tonight I can be a lot better. Yeah, practice. So, any more questions, John?
No more questions, just lots of very positive comments.
Yeah. Now, John, will you pass us that cake behind you, because this one's in the book as well, isn't it?
Yes.
So pass us that one.
Can you get the winter cake as well?
So let's show you this one. I'm going to quickly let the girls tell you about this one. This one's actually in the book, book 4. Okay. Oh, well, this one is. We'll start with this one. So this one is an absolute beauty. And in the book that I'm asking you to buy, all the details are in there for this one. So what do you want to tell us about this?
So these two cakes here, they're both parts of the winter category. So these, you can, I'm not sure if you can see it properly, but it's all shining, shimmery down there.
Yeah.
And the other one, we took inspiration from an Aran jacket.
Yeah, the white part is inspired by an Aran jacket.
Yeah.
And then as you can see, not just
Apples.
flowers, but we made some apples and lemons
lemons.
in 100% buttercream.
Yeah.
So to know how
That's
to
so
do
good.
that.
Who on earth could make a lemon out of buttercream?
I know,
We're
it's
gonna show this in the
amazing.
book now.
So you're going to learn all of it, and that's through the book. So
And that's all in the book.
All
And what's
in the
this at
book.
the side? Is this all buttercream as
all
well?
butter,
Yeah.
100%
I tell you, you
buttercream.
girls are just so good. It is, it's so good. I've got a chance to have a look at the book, but I tell you, it's absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're leaving these two behind.
You can leave this one if you want.
Look, I want that one as well.
Turn it around.
I'll turn it around.
So anyhow, so these guys, I want you to be practicing. So when you get that book, they show you step by step how to do this, and it's absolutely amazing. They're beautiful. So any more questions, John?
Do you have a Facebook group?
Who has the Facebook group? The girls?
Mhm.
Do you have a
Facebook page.
We don't have a Facebook group.
But you
We
have a
do
page.
have a Facebook page. It's Queen of Hearts Couture Cakes. You can also add as find Valeri and Christina. That's like the personal. That we both handle that as well. So you can either add those.
Join that? Yeah, absolutely. Anything else?
I think that's it at the moment.
Let me just tell you about the competition. A couple of you said you didn't have Twitter and Instagram, and that's why I've done 2 vouchers. So the people who've got Facebook, you will be able to get onto YouTube, and I've done that as a £20 voucher because you're only doing a little bit of work, liking, sharing and whatever. And those of you who've got Instagram, Twitter, and you want to join the baking club, you can then apply for the bigger voucher. So, so don't worry, just send me a message to say that you've entered the £20 prize draw and that you've liked and shared it and that you've gone and subscribed to our YouTube channel. And those of you who want to apply for our £50 voucher, you know you've got to join the baking club, you've got to like us on Instagram and Twitter. It's not a lot, it sounds like a lot. Those guys who know how to use a computer, it takes seconds really, what I'm asking you to do.
Yeah.
And I've even put the links on the top of the page. So our Facebook Live
they
that
have to
happened
do is
tonight. Yeah, all they have to do is a click. Yeah.
How do you join the baking club? Some people
So,
are asking.
how you join the baking club is you go to www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. That will take you to our homepage, and it's at the top of our homepage. It's a pink banner and it says join baking club. I can't give you a link direct to the baking club because you subscribe.
Yeah.
So you have to put in your name and your email address. And what happens for joining the baking club, you will get an email 2 or 3 times a week, and it's just updates. It will tell you new products, it will tell you
Discounts.
recipes. So on the Facebook Live, when we've done a recipe, you know, that will come out to you and say what we did on Monday. We made a Victoria sponge, we made a log cake, we made this. That will come out to you.
Convenient.
Yeah, exactly. It will tell you what tips that we used. It will tell you what's coming on next week. You can also share your recipes. So if you want to tell us about a recipe that you've used using our products, you can send it back to us, and we will put that on our recipe website for you as well. So there's lots of things about joining the baking club. Yeah, and it's a lot of work. You know, we do a lot of work on that. So do join it. It's really, really very good. So I think I have covered everything.
We've got one final question from Sarah Louise Haslam. If you had to pick someone other than yourselves to make you a cake, who would it be?
Karen Portoleo.
Karen Portoleo.
Yeah.
Is she your idol?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. You didn't doubt that one, did you? I best start following her.
The workmanship
question.
is just amazing. The details is just amazing.
First time we met her, Valerie was crying.
Was she, Valerie?
Yeah, teary eyed.
Oh, that's how I felt about you too. Any more questions, Sean?
She won an award at the Cake Masters this year.
Yes.
Yes, she did,
yes.
yeah. Oh, by the way, these two girls won an award at the Cake Masters. You know that we came best runner-up, you know that, don't you, for best product? We were best runner-up. So, these actually won. You won for your book, didn't you?
Best
Yes.
book category.
Yeah.
It was the second book that we have, The 100 Buttercream Flowers, won the Best Book Award this year at Cake
Yeah.
Masters.
And
Thank
she
you.
cried, of course.
You did.
I cried a lot.
Oh my goodness.
And you had your hair beautifully
I'm the
slicked back.
crybaby.
Yeah. So that was fantastic as well. So these girls, you're very, very lucky. They're known worldwide. If you've never met them before, you've had such a massive privilege in seeing them work for you tonight, and we've had a massive privilege of them joining us in the kitchen, and the fact that they've said they wanted to come back is absolutely brilliant. John and I are totally honoured, and we have to say a massive big thank you to you both.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. And
Thank
you
you.
guys, we're not going to be in the position where we are now if
not
not
for all of
because
you.
of all of your support. So
Yeah.
again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And a thank you from me as too. And I will see you in 2018.
Merry Christmas.
January the 8th, 8 p.m. 2018, and that is a Merry Christmas from us.
Happy Christmas,
Merry
everyone.
Christmas! Bye!